Huh? Any digital device which is connected to the internet can be compromised. पहले एआई को समझना पड़ेगा होता क्या है. एआई है क्या? ये इसमें इसको बंद कर दे क्या वो वाला लाइट? बंद करो जरा वो वाला लाइट, एक बार देखते हैं कितना शाइनिंग है. हाँ बंद कर दो, चलो ऐसी रहने दो, ऐसे ठीक है ना? ये ठीक है. वो जब लाइट में थोड़ा सा नीचे लग जाएगा तो सही रहेगा. ओके, गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hope everyone is good.
Morning, sir.
Hope everyone.
Good, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay.
Good, sir.
Morning. So last class we talk about how to secure the network, right? That means network has been we design the network, then we understand the concern of security, right? We have to secure the network. Then we talk about the firewall. And first thing we talk about the firewalls. We understand firewall works same as security guard, right? That means when any packet comes and hit to the firewall open up the layer 3, layer 4 information. That means IP address, what is the source IP, what is the destination IP, and destination port and protocol, right? Based on that, it has the ACL access control list, right? Based on that, it allow or disallow the traffic, right? ACL is being updated by the cloud vendor. That means the vendor who has designed, developed that device, right? So once we deploy the firewall, it will connect to the cloud team, right? So vendor has the research team who does the research, what all the IP address or port numbers are involved in any kind of suspicious activity. That means list of blacklisted IPs and port number, right? In case of any connection coming in, if it is entries in the ACL, the connection will be denied. If not, there it will be allowed. That is dynamic list which is updated by the vendor. As well as static list also, we can create a static policy. We call it static policy, static rule, right? That also we can create on the firewall if we want to explicitly allow any traffic manually, even if in case it is blocked by the firewall ACL, right? If we want to allow anything, we can write the specific static rules and we can allow the traffic, right? Or any traffic is allowed already as per the ACL, but if you want to deny, you want to create a block rule, right? Deny rule. So we can make the policy ourselves, right? So static rules always gets the first precedence. Means as per the dynamic ACL it is allowed, but static rule you want to deny, then it will be denied. What rule you create will take the first precedence, means first preference. Based on that, firewall will allow or disallow the traffic, right? We understand that firewall is layer 3, layer 4 protocol, right? Means firewall does not have access to the data part, right? In case anybody is running some malicious database command on the application, right? In that case, our IP address is legitimate, means IP address is not blacklisted. In that case, successful compromise will happen on the database. Attacker may end up running some malicious command, may delete the database, manipulate the database, right? In that case, we understand the use of WAF. Web application firewall is generally being used to secure the web application, right? So if you have a web application, before that, we have to deploy the web application firewall. So web application firewall has the access of application layer, that means data part of the packet, right? So that what are the malicious command and everything, it can be updated as per the cloud on the dynamic list, as well as you can also allow or disallow anything as per the static list. So keep in mind, web application name itself suggests web application firewall, that is only for web application, right? We understand the zoning also, that we may have different, we can subdivide the network based on different zone. and based on their requirement we can deploy certain security policies. यहाँ देखो भाई, यहाँ देखो, यहाँ वो बाद में पढ़ते रहना। बेस्ड ऑन, मैं वही रिवीजन कर रहा हूँ जो अब कर रहा है, वही मैं रिवाइज करवा रहा हूँ। So based on the the requirement, we can define the network in different zone, such as the application, external facing application, web application, such as your website, any ERP application which has to be accessed by outside user, right? We deploy in one place. We call it DMZ zone, means demilitarized zone. That means outside user can also come inside and access those servers. So that is the reason we call it demilitarized. Demilitarized means anybody can access, right? That is the reason we call it demilitarized zone. Rest of the other network part will be militarized zone. Yes or no? Because outside people cannot go inside. Such as your internal servers and all, wherever you have, we call as internal zone, right? And some set of servers or devices which are holding the PCI information, payment card industry information, right? Those are very critical. Maybe some extra security tool have been deployed, because the company which are handling the PCI data, right, they should have more robust security, right? The government defines that if you are holding this kind of data, then these all tools will be deployed and access will be limited. So those set of rules has to deploy for particular zone, not for the whole network. That is the reason we do the zoning. PCI zone, as per the government compliance, we follow the policies, and that is the reason we define the PCI zone, so that respective security devices can be implemented for that particular zone only, not for the whole network, right? Based on the zone, based on the kind of data you're handling, we'll have different compliance requirement, right? So we can subdivide to the PCI zone, PII zone, personal identification information, right? So whole network we can subdivide in multiple different zones. DMZ zone, PCI zone, you will hear this word more in the company once you go, right? So understand. Then we talk about that attackers are very intelligent, right? There might be possible that attacker may send an email which is having malicious attachment, that we call a phishing email. Either might have a phishing link inside the email or phishing attachment, right? Maybe you will end up clicking that email link, and maybe you will fill the information which is where your credentials or critical information of the company, right? So as well as it may have an attachment, another email may have an attachment where you end up opening the attachment and machine will get infected, malware will get installed and may create the backdoor and give the control to the attacker. You understand, right? I hope you guys watched the video. What is malware? If you have watched it already, you understand, right? What are different type of malware? That means if malware reaches to a system, what are the impact? What are different kind of impact, right? So different type of malware we understand, and what is the different impact of those malwares, right? You understand that it may create the backdoor, it may lock your system, encrypt your system, right? It can install the crypto mining, but different type of malwares, right? You understand. You see, whenever email come, it will hit to the firewall. Firewall will check the source IP, destination port. But in case IP address is not blacklisted and destination, it is allowed for everyone to send an email. 25 port number on the email is allowed for everyone. In that case, mail will get successful delivered. Yes. So no, for that to regulate, to overtake such kind of situation, we have email gateway. Yes or no? So email gateway, different vendors, software and hardware both are coming. We have different vendors for email gateway, such as SCO Ironport, Proofpoint, Minesweeper, Blue Code, ESA, email security appliance. There are many software and hardware devices are coming in, right? So what if you buy it, for example, Cisco, you bought Cisco Ironport email gateway, so it will connect to Cisco Cloud, right? And Cisco Cloud team does the research, which are the email ID and domains are involved in sending phishing email, spam email, right? Malicious emails. So they will have the category of the emails, right? They will update the category information. So whenever any email is coming in and going out, if source or destination email ID from which email is coming in, it belongs to any of the category, by default, it will be blocked by the email gateway. As well as you can also create the static policies. If you want certain emails to be disallowed, email which have the exe attachment, right, or special type of words on the content, right, or special name of the subject, right? So you can create a separate policy also based on the content, subject line, email ID, right? Those email has to be blocked, those email has to allowed. You can make those role in the static list. Get it? So if you have the email gateway, we can ensure that okay, maximum time whenever phishing or malware email will come, it will block on the email gateway. And in case email ID is not blacklisted, also domain is not blacklisted, email gateway is also having the inbuilt at least 2 antiviruses, right? So even email ID is not blacklisted, still it is having attachment. Attachment also will be scanned by the antivirus. In case attachment is malware, right, that still will be blocked by the gateway, because antivirus has scanned it and got to know it's a virus or malware. Get it, mind? So apart from the inbound email, it will filter out outbound email also. We can create a policy, right? If any specific data leakage means from outside to inside to outside, and if anybody is sending any critical information, right, we can create a policy. If anybody is sending exe setup file, or anybody is sending the email to Gmail public domain such as Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo.com, right, the email should be blocked on the gateway. Yes or no? So you can review it. So whatever emails are being blocked, either inbound or outbound, there will be dedicated security analysis, because we have to ensure that business also should keep running. Because many times email gateway will block the email false positively. Means email gateway is suspecting it's a malicious email, but it may not be malicious. It may be from client, right? So email gateway, you will have a dedicated security analyst who will be monitoring the gateway 24/7, right? And they will be opening the emails or reviewing the emails whether that is legitimate or not. Yes or no? If they have any doubt, they can reach out to the user also, who is the sender, and ask for the business justification. Why are you sending this email outside? Or the email which are coming also inside to any user, they can check that we have received this email ID from this particular user. Are you expecting this particular email ID having this particular attachment? Let us know, right? Based on that, we can release this email, because security means availability as well, right? CIA, we have to follow CIA triage, means continuity, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, right? CIA triage we have to follow as per the security, security team, right? So that is the reason we have dedicated team of security people, security analysts, fully monitoring the gateway 24/7. Understand? So let me draw the architecture now. Anybody has any confusion in these tools? No, right? Okay. So let's continue and understand that attackers are very smart. Yes or no? Attackers are very well educated people, right? Firewall. You understand, right? Whatever traffic coming in or going out will definitely go through the firewall. WAF will not come in the picture, because only web application traffic will come to the WAF. That's the reason I have not drawn VMG joining somewhere here. Other traffic will go through the firewall, but not through WAF, right? And if you have email gateway, only the traffic which is going on port number 25 will be intercepted by the email gateway, because email gateway will filter out the emails, and emails are coming on which port number? 25 SMD port number, 25 port number, right?
Port number, yes.
Any traffic coming on different port number, it will not go through the email gateway, right? Email gateway may be somewhere here, but it does not mean that all the traffic will go through the email gateway. Yeah, right? It's not a physical deployment like this, right? It works virtually, means physically it may be here, but the traffic which are coming on other than 25 port number will not be intercepted by the email gateway. That means it not be gone through email gateway, bypass the email gateway. Only traffic coming on port number 25, because understand, right? Different port for different services, right? The email gateway, email work on which number, port number
25.
Right? That means the traffic which are coming are going on port number 25 will go through the email gateway. Any traffic coming on different port, different services will not go through the email gateway, but all the traffic will definitely go through the
Firewall.
Right? Firewall is in gateway. Any port number traffic will go through the firewall. So now, for example, see, for this security, for application security, we have web application firewall, right? For gateway security, any traffic coming in, going out, port number, any port numbers, right? We have firewall. Yes or no? There might be possible that certain times your user access a website. So you understand, if anybody is sending the malware emails, phishing emails, we have the email gateway. First of all, you have the firewall to check the reputation of IP address. If reputation IP address is not bad, email may deliver. We have the email gateway, which will check the reputation of email ID. Yes or no? And domain, and filter out any attachments if it is having malware or any malicious attachment, right? So we can, we can ensure that we can regulate emails based on the email gateway. So, right? So email gateway may not be delivered. Phishing email or malware email may not be delivered. But at a certain time, there might be possible that your user internally can access a website, and website may malicious hosting the malware or phishing link. Yes or no? Get a mind? Any website, for example, any website that you access, it may be a phishing website. Yes or no? But so when you access website expertbaba.com, you access this website expertbaba.com. Okay, but this website is malicious website. But its IP address is not blacklisted. It is hosting the content as some malware, but IP address is not blacklisted. So once you access this website, it will go, for example, this website IP address is 199.0.5.100. Okay, this is the IP address. Once you access the website, right, it will go to the DNS, and through DNS it will get the IP address. Yes or no? And it will go to this IP address. So destination IP will be this particular IP address, and destination port will be, what will be destination port?
443. No, destination port will be
25.
Website, right?
80, sir.
80.
It can be 80 or
443.
If www it is HTTP, then 80. If it is HTTPS, then 443.
443.
These are the port number that we are using publicly for website. Either 80 number 443. Get it? If website is HTTP, that means 80. If it is website, yes, that means 443. You understand that firewall will allow the traffic on port number 80 and 443 because everybody should be able to access the website. Until unless IP address is not blacklisted, firewall will not block the traffic because everybody should be able to access the website. Karna Nadi, not your mic. I can't see you, and it is unmuted.
It's unmute already.
No, I have muted you. You are not in mute. I have muted you. So what I'm saying is, you understand, right? When you access the website, a website IP address is not blacklisted. It not be blocked by the firewall. Yes or no? Because port number 80 and 443 is already allowed for everyone. Any website will be accessed on port number 80 and 443, right? So if IP address is blacklisted, then only it will be it will be blocked. Otherwise, it will be allowed. There might be possible that there are many malicious site, malware site, where IP address is not blacklisted, but website is actually malicious, posting some malware, some phishing link, right? In that case, you understand, for email will not be, we have security, right? But in the other case, your people may access some malicious site, and resulting, they may download some malwares. See, if you're securing your network, you have to ensure that all the, you're doing like, you have one man door and you have very strong lock, but in the back door is open. Yes or no? If you have 3 doors, 4 doors at your home, all should be having lock, right? Then only you can make sure it is secure. But one lock is very strong. You have Godrej lock, right? A boss lock, but other door is open or other door is weak, right? No sense of securing it. So we are securing a network from IP-based attack as well as from email-based and website also we are securing. But the other end, you have internal user who are accessing the website, and from their accessing malicious website. Maybe they end up downloading some malware, system will get infected, right? Maybe other system get infected, data will get compromised, manipulated, right? We have to ensure that. We have to regulate this also to ensure that once people access any malicious website, that should not be allowed. We have to regulate people. We have to regulate internet access, website access. The people only should be able to access legitimate, means valid website, ethical website, not the malicious website. Malware website should not be accessible. Phishing website should not be accessible. Yes or no? So in that case also we should have some certain security control. so that we can filter out only legitimate and valid websites should be accessible by people. Malicious websites should not be accessible. Otherwise, again, they will end up entering some information. Maybe possible that we are securing that user, securing a network, that user should not be able to send any critical information outside. Yes or no? So we will block the email if you found any specific attachment, any specific data contained or sending to your personal Gmail, Hotmail should be blocked. But at the other hand, people can access Google Drive, box.com, file sharing website, and can upload the data, can access Gmail, can upload the data. Yes or no? That means as of now, we don't have any security control here. That means we must deploy certain security control so that we can regulate the internet access for the user, website access for the user. Yes or no? Understand, right? That means we have to regulate. First of all, malicious websites should not be accessible. Otherwise, some malware will get downloaded. And second thing, people can also misuse the internet. Instead of sending the critical data on the email, they can upload on the Google Drive. Yes or no? Or for any file sharing website such as box.com and all. So that also we have to secure. Understand? For that, we need to, we have one device that we can deploy in the network. What is that device? Anybody knows? What device we can deploy to regulate the internet access?
Proxy.
What device it is?
Server.
Proxy.
Proxy, correct. That device is called as proxy device, right? Proxy or content filtering or URL filtering device. You call as proxy. Proxy. We also call as URL filtering device. URL filtering device. It's filtering the URL, right? What URL can you access, what URL cannot access, right? That's usually called as URL filtering, right? And either proxy you call a proxy server. Both are same thing, only proxy server only it is. And URL or content filtering. Content meant again URL we call as content also. Content filtering. Either you call a proxy, URL filtering, or content filtering, right? So proxy may be somewhere here in your network. You may deploy proxy somewhere here. Everybody is clear, right? Till here. Anybody has any confusion what I explained? No, right? Everybody is fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So proxy also we call as proxy or URL filtering or content filtering, right? So how so there are many vendors. You may have hardware proxy or software proxy, right? Some of the proxy vendors are very famous, such as Blue Coat proxy. Blue Coat proxy. Blue Coat is a vendor, okay? His name is Blue Coat proxy. Proxy SG. WebSense. Any other proxy?
Infoblox. Infoblox.
Force point.
Force point we are, and what do you say? ISO?
Infoblox. That's for, I think, HTTP traffic.
Which one?
Infoblox. INFOBLOX.
Infoblox. मैंने कभी सुना नहीं इसके बारे में नाम. Infoblox. अभी सुना नहीं.
हमारी कंपनी में वही यूज होता है. INFOBLOX.
अच्छा. कभी सुना नहीं था मैंने इसका काम. Infoblox. ठीक है.
So WebSense is for HTTPS and Infoblox is for HTTP.
Proof point. I don't think so. We'll deploy separate proxy for HTTP and HTTPS. We should have one device who can filter all HTTP or HTTPS traffic, right? Yes, some of the proxy vendor. Most of the time, I see the Blue Coat proxy is very famous. Majority of the company will see the Blue Coat proxy is very good and very famous. So it can be a hardware device and it can be a software also. Software also coming. Couple of companies have seen hardware and software. So anything you may have, but hardware is costlier than software, of course. No, it's not something that email or proxy. All are not in line. All are firewall will be your gateway. Behind that, those devices will be there, right? It is not something the firewall then email then proxy like this. It is not connecting like this. It is somewhere in the network, but it's not connecting like this. If connected also will not go through all the traffic. Like, let us for example, if you access any website, it will go through a proxy, but not through email gateway. Get one? It will bypass the email gateway because it is port number 8043 traffic, right? It will not go through the email gateway. Gateway only 25 port number traffic. हाँ लगाना पड़ेगा, correct. In the gateway you will have firewall and other device will be behind the firewall. Get one? Behind the firewall. Understand? So now you have the proxy, right? The proxy generally, the internet access we regulate, generally website we regulate using proxy. So ideally any company will implement proxy for traffic on port number 80 and 443. Other port traffic also you can manage using proxy, but majority proxy is for URL filtering. Means what people can access over the internet. Get in mind? What website people can access over the internet, we can regulate using the proxy. Get in mind? For example, you bought this proxy from Blue Coat. Which company you bought it? From Blue Coat, right? You know what happens? Any proxy vendor, whenever any website comes in the comes real time, right? Become real time. For example, SIEM XPERT recently came online on the internet, right? So any website comes on the internet, the proxy vendor does the review of the website. What content this website is hosted, which category the website belongs to. When they review SIEM XPERT website, they come to know it's not a malware or it's not a phishing website, right? It's a legitimate website. And now, what is the category of the website? They come to know it's the educational and training category. They categorize this website as educational and training category. Similarly, one of the bank has said the website idfcfirstbank.com, new website. They review it and they come to know it's a banking website, right? So there are different categories. For example, your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, these website belongs to social media category. Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo belongs to email category. Google, Yahoo search engine, Bing belong to search engine category. Get in mind? Your Google Drive, Box.com, right, and pcloud.com belong to file sharing category. Get in mind? Any technology related website belongs to technology related category. Any business related website belongs to business category. Any website having malware or phishing belong to phishing category, malware category. Get in mind? So whatever website you have in the internet, proxy vendor has done the review. And as soon as any website comes on the internet, they review it and they categorize the information. Get in mind? Categorize website, that particular website belongs to which category. Get in mind? And the category information, they will update on the ACL of the proxy. Proxy will again have the dynamic and static ACL. Yes or no? Proxy will again have the ACL, dynamic and static. In the dynamic ACL, for example, in the dynamic ACL, they will have category information. All the category that website belongs to, such as malware category, phishing category, spam category, right? As well as technology category, search engine category, right? File sharing website, emailing website, all the category have been created here. And as soon as any website comes in the internet, belongs to which category, they'll update on the list. They will have list of these are the lists, right? So any website belongs to phishing, spam, malware, right? Will be updated under the phishing and malware category. So whenever any user accesses the website which belongs to phishing, malware and all, right? Adult categories will be by default blocked by proxy vendor. Proxy for anyone access those websites will be blocked by the proxy. Means people will not be able to access malicious site, malware site, phishing site. Yes or no? Because proxy vendor have updated those sites as phishing site, malware site, right? So any people access those websites will be blocked by the proxy. So we can say that if you have a proxy, people accessing malicious website may end up downloading some malware, but it will be blocked by the proxy. Yes or no? Because as soon as any website comes on the internet, proxy vendor does the review and check what category that website belongs to. If it is malicious category, they'll update as malicious, malware category, phishing category, and they'll update it here. And by default, any user access any of the malicious website will be blocked by the proxy. considering proxy vendor has categorized the website as malicious. If that website has already categorized and reviewed, the proxy vendor will be blocked for everyone. But there will be some situation where proxy vendor has not yet categorized and that website belongs to uncategorized website. Any website belongs to uncategorized website will be accessible for everyone. That is the reason proxy vendor try to review the website as soon as new website comes on the internet. Proxy vendor review it and categorize based on these category information. So any website belongs to malicious category, means between malware category, phishing category, spam category, by default will be blocked for every user. In this case, we can ensure that, right, people who are end up accessing some malware or phishing website, and those websites will be blocked. People will get the block page saying that your organization has chosen to block this website for you because website belongs to malicious category. If you think that this is an error, kindly contact the security operations center. Means whoever, sometimes SOC will manage the proxy and sometimes some other proxy team will have different. You will have contact email ID or number to contact so that you can get it unblocked after the proper approval and everything. Get it? So we can say that using proxy, we can secure network malicious website. Yes or no? Apart from that, we can also regulate internet access. That means what our internal people can access on the internet. We can give the role-based access to the user. This person belongs to business category. Business user, he is the business user. He should not be having technology related website access. He should not having Gmail access, means email website access. Otherwise, he can upload any data, critical data. He should not having social media access. He should not be having, file sharing website access, right? So we can create the internet access group. While they will deploy the proxy, what we do? While we deploy the proxy, for example, we are planning to deploy a proxy. You understand? By default, the malicious website category will block for everyone. But we can regulate the internet access also, right? Otherwise, if everybody has the full access, everybody can upload the data, send critical data outside through Gmail, can do the time pass on YouTube, can do the Insta and Facebook not working. Yes or no? Means they will have full internet access. So, so there are two things, right? If people access full internet access, they can share any file outside, as well as they can do the time pass over the internet. Yes or no? Bandwidth will be occupied. People who are actually working, their feelings known as other people are doing the time pass, not doing the work properly. Yes or no? So those kind of things, internet access can be regulated using the proxy. Every company will have the proxy solution. Get it? The proxy will be having, every company will be having the proxy deployed in their network. So how we can regulate the internet access? It should not happen that some people, if we create a category, some people who actually need the website, they are getting blocked. And some people who actually do not require their business related website, but they are having access, right? So it's very important to understand that the requirement, different team requirement, what kind of website those people are going to access. Yes or no? We can इसको अभी चलाना आता नहीं है इसमें, ये वाला मैंने देखा नहीं, मैंने इसको कैसे करना है, ठंडा लग रही है। So when we deploy the proxy, right, we will have the meeting with the different business owners. For example, my company, big company, right? We have different departments, different businesses, right? While we plan to deploy proxy, we'll have the meeting with managers of different department, because they are having different people, set of people, they're working on the L1, L2, L3. What is their role? We'll understand that, okay, this sort of user, this is a business user. What are the website access they need? They need what category of the website they access. These are technology user, what kind of website they access. These are the HR, what kind of website they access, right? So we'll understand the requirement. Based on that, we'll create the category information. For example, business category. All business user, they access banking website, business related website, search engines, right? So these category, some more category maybe. So we'll create one access level called a business category. And these set of website, these category of website will be added under the business level of internet access. So any user belongs to business, will give the business level of access. See the technology and his team working on technology. The technology related websites will be accessible. Banking website is not needed. Search engines, right? So we'll understand the technology related website will be accessible under technology related internet access. So people belong to technology will give them technology related internet access. So technology related website will be accessible for them, and all other websites will be blocked. HR people, they need social media access, right? They might require this one video streaming website such as YouTube, Vimeo.com, right? They might require. We'll understand the requirement and create HR level of access, and HR people will be added on the HR level of access. So whenever they access the website, this set of category of the website will be accessible for the HR. Managers required Gmail access in case, right? Whatever access is required, we'll understand from management perspective, and we'll add all the manager on the management level of access. Executive, higher management like CISO, CEO, right? Vice president, president, director, right? Will be added under executive level of access. The executive level of access will give all access except this malicious website, adult website. These websites will not be accessible for anyone, except that we can give executive access to everyone, depending on the requirement, right? So whenever any user access any website, request will go to the proxy, and proxy will check this particular user belongs to which category. Business category, right? Under business category, the website that you are accessing is allowed or not. If it is not allowed under business category, then you will get a block page saying that your organization has chosen to block this page for you because you belong to business category and this website belongs to this category, right? If you think that this is an error, you can contact to proxy team or security process center to get the access of that website. If you think that this is a business related website and you need access, right, then you can reach out to SOC team or proxy vendor team, proxy administrator, right? Then because this website does not falls under your category, then maybe the SOC team will ask you, okay, take your manager approval, because this website, as per the information of the website, you don't have access. You want to elevate your access, you want to add this category, this particular website in your access, you have to take your manager approval. Then only we can allow it. But we cannot allow, like for example, gmail.com. Gmail's file sharing website are very critical, right? Anybody can send the email outside. If any of the person or any of the team, person from particular team require the Gmail access, then we'll have to understand the requirement and we'll have to take the executive level of approval, because giving the email access, Gmail access or file sharing website, file sharing has the risk, right? We can raise the risk that given the access of Gmail or file sharing website, right, has the risk of data leakage. People can upload any data and send outside. We do not have any control, because through if you give the Gmail access, for example, people can upload, because through email gateway only communication happens through company email, right? We'll go through the email gateway. People access through Gmail, Hotmail, right, will not go through the email gateway, right? We'll go through the direct web. So in that case, we don't have any control. Yes or no? People can upload any data. So that is the reason this level of access is not being given to everyone. Only certain people who really have the business requirement. Otherwise, they can upload any data. We don't have any control in that case, right? So that means in the proxy, if you have, we can regulate the internet access, right? What level of internet access, what category of websites should be accessible for specific people or specific team of people, we can control using the proxy. Understand? So you'll have the proxy solution in almost all the company. You will see the proxy. Understand? Anybody has any confusion?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
You said that whenever a website goes live, the proxy vendor reviews that website, but the content of that website could be changed in the later stage as well, right?
Right.
After the review has been done. So are there any measures to safeguard from that?
See, ideally, whenever there's a major change happen on the website, right, proxy vendor does the review again. Proxy vendor does the review again, but that is also not 100% correct, 100% true. Sometimes it is possible. Sometimes it is possible. Sometimes you will see in the company also. Sometimes you will see in the company that particular website belongs to technology category on the proxy. User belongs to business category. User belongs to business category. Once business category user access the website, he got the block page because the website belongs to technology category. That is the reason. Once you review that request and see the website actually has the business content, not the technology content, because the website was not correctly categorized by the proxy vendor. So you will see this kind of discrimination sometime. Okay, I mean, then you have their portal. You have the portal of proxy portal on which you can initiate a review request. You can update this website. This is the website name. This as of now proxy, it is belongs to technology category, but as per our review, it belongs to business category. Kindly review and update. Once you submit this request, proxy vendor will review and they will update it here on the proxy. So next time if they will review, they find the same. If they review and they find the same, yes, you are correct, then they will release the update information and they will recategorize your website. It will happen sometime. Sometimes has been miscategorized. Means belongs to different category and falls under different category. It belongs to, for example, some website will be blocked because it belongs to email category. Once you review and you come to, there is no facility on the emails because it is reviewed by the people like me and you. Some people may be newly hired people, some people might be miscategorized sometime, or might be that functionality has been removed from the website. No more, and the website actually belongs to different category. People should be able to access, but it shows it belongs to this category. That's the reason it is blocked. People can claim no, it does not belong to this category. This belongs to business category or this category, right? In that case, we can review because those website should be accessible for these people or this particular person falls under this category. Then we can review ourselves and we can raise the recategorize a review request, right? And belongs we can share our review after reviewing. We can review ourselves, right? We can see the content and belongs to which category. We can see ourselves. Get in mind. We can update the review request. We can send a review request to proxy vendor. There's a portal. We can update. In I think 1 or 2 days, proxy vendor will review this request, and if they found the same what you have found, then they will recategorize the website. Sometime will happen this, but for example, people need the access of the website urgently because they are not able to do the business. They need the access urgently. So you have the option to allow particular website on a static list. You can go on particular user group, for example, in the static list. You select particular user group. For example, you want to allow the website for all business user. Select particular business user and add that particular website. This website belongs to technology category, but you will review and you want to allow on business category, then statically you can allow on all category. So you have the option here. So if user can wait for 1 or 2 days review, proxy vendor review and update it. But if they cannot wait, you can statically allow this website, right? But what will happen is if you start allowing such website manually all the time, this list will become very, very complex, very big, right? That is the reason the better practice is you allow temporary. If proxy vendor will review and update it, you will get the email that we have changed the category. Now it belongs to this category. Then you remove this entry statically. Otherwise, you will have big list will become complex from the static list, right? And no sense of having proxy if you become so big list, right? So best practice is if you want to allow now, you can allow it here, but you send the update request here, right? And they review and update it, then you remove this entry from here on the static list, right? But right now there are many chances when sometime website belongs to phishing category, malware category, but it has not blocked, proxy has not blocked because proxy vendor has categorized some other category or not categorized yet. For that perspective also you can send a review request. They will categorize to the respective category, maybe malicious category or whatever belongs to, or and they will change the category. Sometimes malware website belongs to technology category. People ended up downloading some malware. You can raise a request here to recategorize under malicious category, so it will be blocked for everyone. Yes or no? That means signature was not proper. Get it? In that case also, ठीक है 25 में कर देते हैं. कुछ ज्यादा ठंड लगती है, लग रही है. हाथ पूरा बंद कर लिया करो फिर. Understand, right? Understand? Clear this? So that is how it works. So you got your answer, right? So one of the work of proxy is to regulate the internet access. First of all, in regulate the internet access means malicious website will be blocked. You can safeguard your network from malicious website, phishing website. And second thing, you can regulate the internet access. Regulate the internet access. Regulate the internet access means, first of all, you can safeguard your network from malicious websites. Second thing, what you can regulate what set of people required which all website access, right? Any website do not belongs to their business. We can block those websites for those set of user, right? So different set of user you can create it here and give that access differently based on their role. Role-based access of the internet you can give. That's the way we can regulate the internet access using the proxy. Understand? Based on the role of the user, what work they are doing, what job they are doing, what website access required for their work, we can give the access by creating the role here in the proxy. Understand? So first work of the proxy is to regulate the internet access. Why we call as proxy? Internet URL filtering, understand, is filter the URL. It filter the content, means URL means content, right? And content of the proxy, content of the website. It filter, right? Based on the content only it gives. If it has malware content, it will category malware category. It has the business content, business category. It has banking content, banking category. That's why you call content filtering. Yes or no? But why we call as proxy? Same device we call as URL filtering, content filtering, but same device we call as proxy also. Why do we call this device as a proxy? Any clue?
It is responsible for forwarding the request on behalf of all the internal devices.
Okay. Correct. Anybody else?
If somebody tries to hack from outside, means that they will get confused. After if they manage to take the firewall and enter into the network, means they get confused and proxy is damaged.
Sorry, your voice was not very clear. Initially, your voice was not very clear. Can you
When
come?
someone accesses the internet, a proxy represent it. So we call it proxy because it represents the user.
Sir,
Correct.
proxy user ID and user's ID and user's ID IP address is there now. User's IP address. Proxy server will be received. Proxy server will be website will be login, sir. User's ID credential na.
Okay.
It provides a gateway between user and server.
Correct. See, the proxy means somebody else does the work on behalf of you. That we call as proxy. Proxy means somebody else is doing your work on behalf of you. Somebody else is doing the work on behalf of you. That we call as proxy. Some people are sometimes reaching out to me and calling that, do you provide proxy interview? You heard this word proxy interview. What do you mean by proxy interview? Anybody? There is a scam going on mostly in South India, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. I seen this post, really, honestly, I seen this post in one of the job posts saying that we need for this requirement. Kindly Telangana and Andhra people do not apply for this. So why? Because there is scam going on mostly in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The scam is proxy interview, and I get mostly call from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh for proxy interviews. So what do you know? Why do you understand the proxy interview? What do you mean by that?
It hides our ID behind another.
Proxy interview means, so people asking me, start, do you give proxy interview? So what do you mean by proxy interview?
Somebody
Someone else is like giving an interview for a person.
Right.
You
Means
going
they're
for
asking
an
Of them you are.
Correct. They're asking us, can you give the interview on behalf of us? Right? There's a scam going on. People do the lip sync. Lip sync means you will be sitting in front of camera. Previously, what they were used to do, they used to forward the call. Previously, I think before COVID, what will happen is you give the number. Telephonic interview used to happen mostly. They will give your number, and now once interviewer call me your number, call will be forwarded. Especially on BSNL number, it was not telling that your call has been forwarded. Right? Interview call to your number and call will be diverted to other number. Person who is going to give the interview. Other person will give the interview. You'll crack the interview. You got selected. That's the concept they used to follow. Later on, what they have done is they got this 2-pin audio device. 2-pin audio device means You are here, and somebody else is behind you. Means you are lip sync. One video also got viral last year. One person was lip sync in front of the interview. He was lip sync. He asked some question. The behind person continue answering, and this person is stop lip sync. Means lip sync and audio and lip sync, right? Voice and lip sync should be synchronized. Yes or no? Then only people will not come to know whether same person is giving an interview to someone else. One video got viral, and one person in front of the camera, he was lip sync and somebody else was giving the interview because they have double pin audio device mic. Understand, right? Double pin. 2 pin means one mic you also have, one mic he is also having, he is also listening, right? So one person was lip sync and behind the person was answering, right? Suddenly some question has been asked. So behind person was continually giving the answer, and this person stopped lip sync. He clearly identified that they are doing a proxy interview, right? That kind of scams are happening nowadays, right? Especially Andhra and Telangana are very famous. They are charging 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees for this proxy interviews. Crack the interview, they get into the company with good package. Of course, these people are experienced people. They knows that, right? They are working in some companies and they are doing proxy interview. So mostly this is very famous in many people from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. They're like, sir, you give proxy interview. I tell them, just give 3 months of time, learn yourself, crack the interview yourself. You'll be confident full life. Otherwise, if someone else will do on behalf of you, will you be confident whole life or during your work? Many of the people are scared, to be honest. They have given proxy interview, spent lakhs of rupees, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, they are charging this guy. And now they're having fear while working in the company because they have not cracked the interview. This person has given higher level of interview, he does not have, because they are not giving proper training and all. Someone else has cleared the interview. Once you go to the company, you have to do the work yourself, right? So in that case, you will be feared what your manager will ask, what your teammate will ask you. You'll be always scared. These people are always scared. I have trained many such people here. After cracking the interview, once they come in, they just join the training. Otherwise, they'll be always scared. One guy, 2-3 months back, he was from Telangana, from Hyderabad. From Hyderabad, he was. Telangana, ki Rajdhani hai Hyderabad, na? Andhra ki hai. Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Telangana.
Yes, sir.
Telangana. Andhra Pradesh ki Rajdhani, capital of Andhra Pradesh. And capital of Telangana.
Amravati.
Amaravati.
Go capital for Andhra.
Achha, both. Hyderabad is the capital of both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Hyderabad is for Telangana.
No capital for Andhra Pradesh. No capital for Andhra Pradesh.
So no capital.
No.
Sir, before there is a two same, sir, Andhra and Telangana. Few years back, it is separated. Andhra and Telangana. Andhra can't decide still now. Now Telangana capital Hyderabad.
And Andhra?
Andhra still not decide, sir.
Amravati, sir.
Achha, not yet
They are
decided.
confused.
Amaravati.
Working on it.
Amaravati.
Okay. So one of the person called me, his dad called me. One of the person dad called me. He was literally like crying. His dad was crying, saying that my child interview given by somewhere else, we paid 3 lakhs rupees to him. And my child placed in Mumbai. So he's there in Mumbai in 1 month. He's not able to do his work because he has gone with proxy interview. They paid 3 lakhs. Now his child is saying that he will leave the job because he is unable to complete the work. So he was having so much experience because hard-earned money they have paid 3 lakh rupees, right, for the interview. Now he is not able to do his work because he did not take any training. He directly cracked the interview and they sent him to Mumbai, and he got L2 role and he got offer also 13 lakhs. 13 lakhs offer. Of course, they have given a very tough interview for 13 lakhs offer. That means he does not have any knowledge and they will be expecting, right, L2 level of work. He was not able to complete anything. So he was saying that I can't work there. I have to come back to my hometown. He was saying that. When he joined the training, unfortunately, now he will be able to work, right? That is the reason I'm suggesting nobody do not go on this unethical way. This is called a proxy interview. This is what we call as proxy. Means somebody else is doing on behalf of you. And proxy also same thing is happening. That's the reason you call as proxy device. Means somebody else is doing on behalf of you. People are ready to give lakhs of rupees. People are charging 2-3 lakh rupees, right? I was never involved in such kind of activity. I was telling that our fees is just little, right? Join the training, spend 2-3. You spend your whole life, right, for learning. Spend 2-3-4 more months, right? Learn yourself and crack the enter yourself. Why are you going with unethical way where full life will never be confident? Yes or no? After that, if they get into the they'll pay 2-3 lakh rupees, they get in the company. Now they'll call you, do you provide job support? Now another funda is job support. Means somebody else they get into the company. Now they will again pay for job support. That means I'll be working and you help me in work. That is called a job support. Of course, they have not learned, they will not be able to work. Now they will take the help of someone else. Then again they will be charging lakhs of rupees for job support. This is what kind of a scam is going on. That is the reason many company don't mind it, but this is the reality I'm telling you. Majority of the calls I got from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, which are very famous for. You know, right? There are many coachings also in Hyderabad, in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, right? It's very famous coaching also, cheaper coaching we have, trainings and all. But this kind of scam is also going on there. Many people will call you for support, job support, like in case any problem, they will call and they will support, right? So this is called as proxy, means somebody else will do the work on behalf of you. Similarly happen in case of the proxy device also. What will happen is when you access the internet, right? When you access the internet, for example, you access the facebook.com, right? Once you access the facebook.com, your request will go to the proxy, right? You know what happens? Every system under network sorting, proxy IP or hostname has been configured. Means when you access the internet, your request will not go directly through firewall. Proxy IP has been configured on your browser, proxy IP. So whenever you access the internet, means through website, means HTTPS, it will go through the proxy. I mean, it will not go directly to the internet, it will go through proxy, and proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you. That means your request is not directly going to the proxy internet. It will go to the proxy and proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you and go to the internet. Get what I mean? And get the website, and then it will give to you based on session ID, based on a unique session ID. So any people access the internet, website will not, it will not go directly to the internet. It will go to the proxy and proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you. That means all the systems are safe behind the proxy. If anybody hijacks the session also, he cannot target your system because that is not your IP, that is the proxy IP, right? And whenever anybody initiates any connection and hit to the proxy, proxy will always deny a inbound connection because proxy is to internet access, go outside and get the data. If anybody target the proxy IP from outside, always connection will be denied. That means these systems are safe behind the proxy. That is the reason we call this device as a proxy, because it is a proxy device. Means on behalf of all users, the proxy IP goes to the internet, proxy initiate new connection, go to the internet. Your system directly is not going to the internet. Instead, proxy is going to the internet. Proxy initiating new connection on behalf of you and going to the internet. That is the reason we call as proxy device.
So it's a question, when you say proxy creates new connection, is it like proxy creates new IP as well?
New IP means proxy IP will go to internet. Source IP on the internet, source IP will be not your IP. It will be the proxy IP, and destination IP will be the your Facebook IP, whatever website you are saying. And internet, the proxy IP will go to the internet, not your IP.
Hello, sir. One question.
Be a little bit loud.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, actually, you are saying proxy will create connection with destination point, destination. So, which destination? So, firewall will bypass in these sessions.
So you have two options. Either proxy you deploy inline to the firewall, means connection will go to the proxy, and then firewall then go to the internet. Most of your company will bypass the firewall in that case. That means directly through router will go to the internet. In that case, especially on port number 80 and 447 traffic, since you are already configured proxy, it will directly go to the internet without firewall.
So
But you
no
have the
need-
firewall. If you want to go through again firewall, you can go through firewall.
Okay.
Ideally, it should be allowed directly to the internet, because proxy is a kind of firewall only, filtering device only, right? Not required. That is how you access internet, some blog website. That is how you access. I will tell you VPN and proxy. See, that is how you guys are able to access some blog website using the proxy, because in that case your IP is identified as India IP, and proxy IP belongs to US, Singapore, whatever, right? When you access a website, particular website is blocked in India, first of all you connect to the proxy, means your IP will not go to the internet, proxy IP will go to the internet, right? And hence for US website is allowed. That's the reason you are able to access the website. So proxy and VPN both are entirely different concept, but whenever you access a website, proxy IP and VPN IP goes to the internet, you are not your IP address. That is the reason using proxy also you are able to access a block website, and using the in the open proxy, I'm telling you, not this proxy, on the open free proxy you have, right? On your Android mobile or laptop you install or configure, right? So there you can access the website which are blocked in India. You might have done some time.
But sir, we can access the website blocked in India through VPN also.
And that is the reason people are thinking that VPN and proxy both are same, right? But both concepts are entirely different. Get in mind? Both concepts. So proxy and VPN is not made to access the blocked website. Proxy has been developed to have this feature, right? However, people are using, means in internet, proxy are available to access the blocked website, or to hide your IP. That means if you're behind the proxy and access some internet, your IP address will not go to the internet. You see, the proxy IP will go. That means your IP will be hidden. Your identity will be hidden behind the proxy. That is the reason attacker also sometimes will use the proxy, not their own system. Still, other system also will be behind the proxy. Maybe you are using US based. You are sitting in, for example, sitting in Pakistan, right? Connected to one of the US proxy server. So whatever you do, it will go through US IP server, and people will think that attack is happening from US, but attack was actually happening through Pakistan, because attacker was behind the proxy. And when you call the proxy company, you give the identity, they were not going to give, because people are not supporting across the globe. People are not supporting to other countries. So you understand, right? That is the reason in physical theft will happen. Physical theft, in the physical theft, there are possibility that will catch the thief, right? But in the digital attacks, it's very, very difficult to find the attacker or to take the action against the attacker, because attacker will always be, most of the time, will belong to different countries. Within the same country, there are possibility to find someone and catch them, right? But within other country, even though you have all the evidence, right? You understand terrorists, right? We have all the proof. Still terrorists which have done terror attack in India, right? We have all the evidence, and staying some other country, they are not helping us. People who have done the biggest scam in India, there are money laundering and anything, so many things they have done, right? And gone outside. We have full evidence. That's why also still many years we are not able to catch them. Even we have all the evidence. And cyber attack, you understand that happening all from different countries, right? So these companies, the proxy company, VPN company, which the attackers are using, or even though we have all the proof also, still different governments are not supporting. Different countries are not supporting. That is the reason in cyber security, prevention is better than cure. Means you would have this required security control so that your network should be protected, right? Instead of attack will happen and they find out and catch the attack, it is very, very difficult. That's the reason we believe in security. Get in mind? Otherwise, the cure is very, very difficult. So VPN, for example, somebody behind the VPN, if you understand, okay, this is a VPN IP, you call them, they will not give the detail who was the, because VPN, they will have the logs, right? Once somebody connect to the VPN and give somewhere else, VPN device will capture the source IP from where the connection is coming, but they are not going to share that detail to you. Now what you can do? Nothing. If they can set a detail also, the person belongs to North Korea. What will you do? You don't have any control, because their respective government is not going to support you in that case. There is high level things we have to do, court case and everything. You understand, right? कौन मोदी बैठा हुआ है वहां पे, and नीरव मोदी and बहुत सारे लोग हैं ना. We have done the scam in India, right? Scam in India. हाँ, Vijay Mallya, right? We have full evidence. We understand, right? Full evidence. Still, we are not able to get them back. Some government have pushed to our government, pushed to the other government, UK government. Still, the process is still going on. It's been many years. Still, we are not able to get them back, right? So understand that is a high severity case. Still, we are not able to get them back. So in cyber, in cyber security, and the digital security is very, very difficult to catch the attacker. When there will be a very high severity, such as you might have heard about when Donald Trump was the president of USA. If you remember, I don't know whether you heard this news or not. Donald Trump was the president of USA. One day he tweeted. What he tweeted? Anybody remember? He tweeted saying that today you send 1 Bitcoin to my account. Tomorrow I will return 3 Bitcoins from his verified Twitter account. He tweeted, today you send 1 Bitcoin to my Bitcoin account. Tomorrow I will return 3 Bitcoins. Because his account was compromised. His Twitter account was compromised, and many people has transferred 1 Bitcoin to his account. Apart from that, not only him, but many ministers from his ministry tweeted the same thing, because all the account got compromised. It was high severity case, high severity incident. One of the powerful, man of the world, president of USA, his Twitter account got compromised. High level of investigation started. Now finally they caught them. Attacker is in jail now, right? But this is not happening in all the cases. You understand that Laden, what happened in Laden, right? The powerful country like America and other countries, that they can take the action, right? But it's not possible for all the countries. Laden, they demolished them in Pakistan, right? It was hidden in Pakistan. So, but it does not have. It is not happening all the cases, right? The respective countries are not helping. That is the reason in cyber security world also it's very difficult, because attackers are also not using their own system. So we believe in prevention. Using proxy, using VPN, they hide their identity also. Get it, mind? So proxy means, yes.
Can we use firewall behind the proxy thing?
Behind proxy means you will have firewall, there behind you have proxy.
No, I'm asking just can we implement a firewall behind a proxy system?
Means here proxy.
No, back.
Here proxy.
Yes, and behind the proxy, not ahead the proxy.
Means first proxy here, then firewall.
Yes.
First proxy, then firewall.
Yes.
That is possible. That is possible. But what will happen is unnecessarily, sometime unnecessary blockage will happen, right? But it is not recommended. See, you can deploy it, it's not a problem. But again, your traffic will go to the firewall, then it will go to the proxy, right? Or you have to create a rule, do not intercept. Because if firewall intercept, because this IP will be always firewall, always proxy IP. If you want to allow, I want to allow the traffic on the proxy, right? Means when you access the website, the traffic will go to the proxy. What is the sense of firewall in that case? Because the connection is not going directly to the internet, right? The destination IP will be the proxy IP in that case. So every time people access the internet, destination IP is proxy IP. So what firewall is going to filter in that case? Nothing. Get my sense of deploying the firewall in that case first.
Sir, destination IP, it gives proxy, right?
Right, proxy URL will be Facebook.com. URL will be the Facebook.com, but the IP address will be the proxy IP address.
Then how it will attacks like phishing mail? How it enters?
Phishing mail. Proxy is for mail. Proxy is for internet access. That means website access, not for mail.
Attack like DDoS attack. How it is?
DDoS. First of all, you have to clear your concept. We are talking about the website access. For email related phishing emails, we have the email gateway. a particular email ID, attachment, or subject line related to phishing, it will block. Proxy is for website access. When you access the DDoS की बात कहाँ से आ गई? DDoS will happen through come to the firewall or through application like web applications firewall, right? Not by the email gateway proxy. Yes or no? Proxy is to manage, regulate website access. Means what website you access, that will be going through proxy and being regulated by the proxy.
The proxy तो वैसे भी inbound connections को deny कर देता है.
And more, whenever any connection come to hit the proxy, proxy will deny it, right? That is the reason proxy will go only for outbound connections, right? Anybody got to know the proxy IP and want to hit back, it will be denied by the proxy. Get a mind? It's only allow the forward traffic.
Sir, proxy, for the proxy, which port number we uses? Like ATN 443 or any other port number?
Proxy is not different port number. Means the communication between your device to the proxy by default is just something like 8080. But the website access is on ATN 443. The communication between your device to the proxy will happen on 8080. But website that you are going to access outside, I understand HTTP 80 port number and HTTPS 443.
So is it port scan and port sweep are same?
Port scan. So here, this concept does not belong to here.
Okay.
It's almost same, but little different concept. But this concept it does not belong to here.
Sir, when a user try to access website through proxy, sir, it will create a single log activity or two different. When a user try to access any website through proxy, it will create a single log activity or two different log activity will be created.
Single log, it will create a single log in that case. Means this particular user have accessed the website. You can get it in the proxy logs.
Okay.
Understand? Clear?
Hello? Sir, end of the session, can you clarify the port scan and port sweep? Because in the last interview, they have asked me this one.
But as of now, we are not, this is not the right time. Once we discuss about the ESM and SIM, that time it will be discussed. This is not the right time.
Yes,
so
sir.
we started giving the interview. Now we have to, prepare based on your own understanding.
Yes, sir.
Will be discussed step by step. We cannot take any question in between. Once we have the right time, then we only will can take. Because you have understanding, but other people are not on that stage to understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not denying the question, but I don't want to demotivate people. To
yes, sir.
discuss some advanced concept before in the early stages.
Sir, one more question. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, actually, we can block the website on firewall.
See, understand? Firewall do not work based on the domain name or URL, right? Firewall work on based on IP. Means IP and port you can block, not the URL. Understand? Proxy understand ports and protocol, and IP address. So based on if you have IP at a particular website, then you can block the IP address. Yes or no? But what happens is generally particular domain may have many sort of IP address. For example, Google have many IP addresses. Sometimes it has
Google, Facebook, YouTube.
It has been load balanced, right? Website is same, but may have many IP addresses. So many of the sites are having many IP addresses. So blocking based on the IP address is not feasible all the times. If any website has one IP address, you can block the IP address. But many of the websites, so load balance when they have within multiple countries, many places, right? They have load balance and they have behind one domain, they have many IP addresses. Get your mind? And based on the IP address, blocking is difficult. The URLs. That is the reason we have a proxy solution. Got it? Anybody, any confusion? Understand, right? We can regulate the internet access using the proxy. Anybody? So what happens is, if you ever work in the company, right? You can go in the internet access. You open the browser, go in the internet option, go in the LAN setting. Then you can see proxy IP or domain, proxy IP or host name has been configured as well as proxy port number. That means now your traffic is going through the proxy. If nothing is configured, it's going directly to the firewall.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Small doubt, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
So in any company there will be so many systems. So you are saying if one from one device we will if we are accessing any internet, there will the proxy will be providing proxy IP for every device. There will be so
Correct.
many
Proxy IP only. Proxy IP only.
same proxy IP, sir.
Same
For
proxy.
every
In netting also, we understand you have one computer, but one netting IP will go to the internet. All other private IP will not go to the internet. It is based on Unix session ID. Whenever you initiate a connection, Unix session ID will be created. Based on session ID, proxy will give the data back to you, and it will discriminate the unique connections. Get me? So everybody will go with the same IP address.
Sir, is the netting and proxy are same? Because even proxy takes the request and it sent to the internet with an different Unix session ID, and even netting also does the private IP, converts the private IP to public IP, no sir? So is it the same concept or it's a different again?
See, IP changing here, but both are different concepts. Concepts are different. You can see also we have one IP to another IP, but it is not only one IP to another IP. It's entirely different concept. Means it's initiating the connection on behalf of you, but concepts are entirely different. Technology is entirely different.
Sir, hi. Sir, what is the passing from the proxy? So does it pass from through the default gateway by netting, or that time that option will be disabled?
It depends. It depends. If so, what happens is if you have applied directly to the internet, right? So in that case, you will not do the netting. It will go through directly a proxy IP. Proxy also you have configured public IP in that case, right? So router only internal IP will be doing the netting on the router, right? While public IP will go directly without netting. Get your mind? You have option. It does not mean that you configure netting on the router. It will do all the netting for all the IPs, right? What netting, what IP you want to net, you can net it, and public IP will go to the internet router IP. And this IP you have not configured netting, so directly proxy IP will go to the internet without netting.
Okay, sir.
Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, once can you explain the difference between proxy and VPN? I know you have discussed something.
No, we will discuss. I will discuss here.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I will discuss here. Okay, you understand? So proxy we use to regulate the internet access, right? As well as, previously proxy had the cache memory also. Cache memory. But now that is not much used nowadays. Cache memory means, for example, you have accessed the website karnataka.go.in, karnataka.go.in, Karnataka government website, right? Once you access, it will go to proxy, and proxy will initiate new connection on behalf of you. Once you get the page, it will give it to you, and at the same time, proxy will store the karnataka.go.in page on the proxy cache memory. Once other user access the same website, it will give it to you directly from the cache memory. Request will not go to the internet, right? Bandwidth will be saved, right? Because connection is not going to the internet directly, to getting cache page from the proxy, right? As well as it will be faster. Faster you'll get the page, right? But nowadays most of the websites are dynamic, means changing every second. Yes or no? That is the reason this concept of the proxy, of cache memory of the proxy, is no more issue in use. Otherwise, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, cache memory you can apply here to hold the page for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And when new user will access the same website, it will give it directly the proxy which has been stored. That means no need to go to the internet, but this feature of the proxy is no more in use. Understand?
So what is reverse proxy? How does it work?
This is a proxy, and where we call a reverse proxy. You can understand. See, why we call a reverse proxy. In this proxy, we are safeguarding our internal user from outside applications, means outside website. Yes or no? So people will not be able to access, download malware or something. Means our users, we are safeguarding from external applications. Means some website where malware is hosted. Yes or no? While in the WAF, we are safeguarding our application from external users. Just opposite. You got what I'm saying? In case of proxy, our internal user like you, me, and others should not be able to download malware from outside those are websites or application, right? Means we are safeguarding our user from applications, from those websites or application, right? This is called as proxy, right? Now, in case of WAF, we are safeguarding our application, our website from outside users. It's just opposite work, right? So WAF, we are safeguarding using WAF, right? That is WAF we call as reverse proxy. This proxy, the forward proxy, and WAF is called as reverse proxy, which safeguard application from external users. While we are safeguarding our user from external applications. Facebook malicious site to nahi hai na. For example, any malware site, user can access any malware site and download some applications. Malware, right? So we are safeguarding through proxy. So those websites will be blocked by the proxy. Now some are internal, some of the application hosted like SIEM website. Yes or no? Outside user can target and compromise the website. So now here safeguarding our application, and other way we are safeguarding our users. Both are opposite work, right? Understand?
Sir.
Here we are safeguarding our user from outside application, and here we are safeguarding our application from outside user. Just opposite to each other. That's the reason it is done by the reverse work. It's a proxy, but reverse work is done by the WAF. That is the WAF we also call it reverse proxy. Understand? रिवर्स काम कर रहा है. अभी हम यहाँ पर यूजर को सेफगार्ड कर रहे हैं आउटसाइड एप्लीकेशन, और वहां पर एप्लीकेशन सेव कर रहे हैं आउटसाइड यूजर. That is the reason we call it reverse proxy. WAF is also being called as reverse proxy. Okay, so that is the work of the proxy. You understand? Using the proxy solution, we can safeguard our network. We can regulate the internet access, as well as we can safeguard our network from malware site, phishing website. People will not be able to, will not be downloading any malicious software, as well as they can also, if they are looking for any malicious link, if link is already categorized as malicious link, it will be blocked. We can safeguard. Emails also we can save, or through URL proxy we can save. See, there are three sources. There are three sources. Mostly any machine will get infected. One is through emails. Maybe email you will receive, machine will get compromised. Another through website. Malicious website you access and download the malware. And what is the third one? What is the third one? Third source of infection of the machine?
USB drive.
From USB
drive, right? One is through email. Email, you regulate the internet access to email gateway. Another is through website. You might, even if you have email, if you access website, it will come. To website, you have proxy. And third source is through USB drive. That is the reason majority of the company, you will see USB drive access will be disabled. Means USB port will not disable, but USB drive reading will be disabled. Means you install the DSP, but you can't access, means you cannot access as a drive. Means you can't copy and paste any data. You cannot copy the data, or you cannot take the data from the USB drive, pen drive and all. Understand? Because if you are thinking your data is critical, then you should have all respective controls. Huh? There are settings to disable it. So in the company, there are group policy. There are some tools. In companies, people are not going to disable in individual computer. Okay, you join. Okay, you give me your laptop, or first I'll give the user to disable all these things. It is not happening manually in each and every computer. Right? There are tools, and they can push the group policies to all the computer at the same time. For example, we need to install some applications, right, on desktops, right, or some update we have to do. There are some tools like SCCM tool for Microsoft Windows, SCCM. Using that, they can push the applications in all the system. If they are live, those applications will be installed. If these are older version, I want to update, they can push it through tool. So all the system will get upgraded, right? So in the company, there are group policies also which can be pushed all together. some setting has to disable for all users, they can post it through group policies. Get a point? ये फैन को ऑफ कर दें क्या? ऑफ कर दो वहां से फैन, नेसरली हो रहा है, ठंडा हो गया अभी तो, रूम टेम्परेचर रखा तो भी ठंडा हो रहा है। हाँ बंद कर दो, अंडरस्टैंड राइट? हाँ ऑफ कर दें, ठंडा हो रहा है क्या? तो फैन ऑन करो, फैन ऑन करो, फिर इसको खोल दे थोड़ा, सफोकेशन होगा फिर, बंद रहेगा सफोकेशन होगा। एसी तो चालू हो तो बाहर से हवा लेता है ना फ्रेश। ओके गॉट इट, राइट? What I was telling?
Yes, sir.
I was telling there are 3 sources, right? One is email, through emails, through web, and through USB drive. Now there are possibility that email gateway fail to detect. These all are email gateway or firewall or your proxy, all are network level of network layer security. Network level security means anything coming on the network, right? Before it deliver to endpoint, they are securing it. Yes or no? Understand? Now there are possibility that you received an email. I mean, somebody has sent an email. IP address was not malicious, as well as email ID also not categorized malicious, right? Maybe possible that email gateway will deliver the email, will not block the email, successfully delivered. But it may be a 0 day for them, yes or no? But it has an attachment, malware attachment, and the email has been successfully delivered. Now there are possibility that user may end up opening those emails and machine will get infected, right? So in cyber security, network security, we always believe on multi-layer of security, multi-layer security control. Multi-layer of security control. You understand, right? Even though we have the firewall on the gateway, we have different firewall, internal firewall again. So you have DMG firewall, different firewalls, and again with different vendors. If you have 5 firewall inside the company, it does not mean that all firewall from Cisco or from Fortinet. Yes or no? All firewall should not belongs to same vendor. Why? Why all firewall should not be a Cisco firewall? We have different rule, right? So why all firewall should not buy from Cisco? Why you should have Fortinet, Checkpoint, or different vendor firewall? Why? Anybody, any clue?
If there is any vulnerability in the Cisco firewall, then all the firewall are possible for vulnerability or exploit.
That's correct. One is vulnerability and second signature. If Cisco firewall does not have signature, then all the 5 firewall will not have signature. Maybe possibility if you have deployed one firewall from Checkpoint, one from Cisco. If Cisco firewall does not have signature, then possibility Checkpoint firewall has the signature. Checkpoint R&D must have came across that situation and created a signature. Yes or no? That is recommended to go with multi-layer security and multi-vendor security, not with the same vendor. Yes or no? It is not something that, okay, Cisco, we have good license with Cisco, and all the device will buy from Cisco only.
Sir, could you please repeat again these questions?
Why?
Because it's going too fast.
Fast? मैं तो slow बोल रहा हूँ यार. I am speaking slow. I was saying that in the cyber security, we believe in multi-layer of security. Multi-layer security, right? Multi-level of security, multi-layer security. So you understand that because if one fail, we should have another control. So that means if one fails, we should have another control. You understand that in network also, firewall, we have multiple firewall. You have negative firewall, then you have internal firewall, DMG firewall, right? You will see 4 or 5 firewalls. If one fails, we have another. And apart from that, we are going with multi-vendor firewalls. And that is what I asked. Why multi-vendor firewall? Why not the same vendor? Means same company firewall. If you have one firewall Cisco, why you are not buying all 5 firewall from Cisco? Why is? Because it might be possible that one particular firewall is having some vulnerabilities, some weaknesses, right? Vulnerability means weaknesses. If a Cisco firewall is having weaknesses, right? Then all firewall make a compromise, then our network will be open because one firewall, what Cisco firewall has some vulnerability. If Cisco knows it, it would have fixed it. But if Cisco does not know, means all the Cisco firewall will have the weaknesses. That is the reason if Cisco fail to detect, maybe checkpoint does not have vulnerability, checkpoint will restrict the. And second thing, signature also. Signature, maybe particular IP is not blacklisted on Cisco firewall, but maybe it is blacklisted in checkpoint firewall, means signature is different. That is the reason it recommended multi-layer security with multi-vendor. If some security control fail, we have other device to secure it. Understand? Clear now? So now let's suppose your email firewall failed, IP address was not blacklisted, and it came through email. Some attack came through malware that came through email, and email gateway also was not able to detect. This particular email ID or domain was not listed as per the signature of the email gateway. And resulting email has been successfully delivered. Right now, user has opened the email. User has opened the email, and resulting machine got infected. Machine got infected. So all these devices that we have discussed so far are securing the network, right? So now successfully, malware has been delivered to the host, right? In that case, machine will get compromised, right? In that case, we can implement some host level of solution, host level of security device. These are network layer, means not on the host. Before in the network only, when the is coming, they are intercepting. Proxy also coming on the network, the email gateway also coming on the network, right? So we should have some devices which are having host layer of security, yes or no? Which can detect even the malware reach to the host, right? Those devices should be able to detect when malware reach to the host, means email has been delivered, right? Now we should have security control. The email will be delivered. If user open it, and before user open it and machine get infected, we should have security control. What security control we can implement on the host level to avoid this kind of suspicious activities?
Antivirus.
Anybody else?
Endpoint security.
Antivirus, that means endpoint security. It's an endpoint, right? That is the reason we call it endpoint. This is a network, right? This is network, all your proxy and everything you deploy in the network. That is network security. That is the reason this device we call a network security device. Yes or no? These devices are securing the network, right? These are in the network, not on the endpoint. So that is the reason these devices we call as network security device. Yes or no? Got it? What I'm saying? These firewall is in the network, right? Not on the endpoint. That is a firewall, your proxy, email gateway, all are in network. That's the reason this device is called as network security device. Yes or no? Now, but these devices got failed, and resulting malware has been delivered to particular host. So we need host level security device or endpoint security. Endpoint meaning these are endpoint, right? It's the endpoint of the network. That's what we call as endpoint. Endpoint security or antivirus is one of the endpoint security, right? That means antivirus is an endpoint. That's the reason antivirus is also called an endpoint security solution. Antivirus is a endpoint security solution. It's an endpoint, right, for the network. So antivirus is a endpoint security solution. There are antivirus, right? So what happens is if you have installed antivirus is a system, right? So whenever you download any file, right? So it scan antivirus. There are many vendors for antivirus, such as some of the famous vendor for the antivirus, such as Symantec. Symantec spelling यही है ना? Symantec, 𝐬𝐧𝐬, Trend Micro,
McAfee,
CrowdStrike.
ForcePoint.
McAfee, ForcePoint. There are many vendor, right? These are some of the vendor like 𝐬𝐧𝐬 इतना famous नहीं है. Symantec, Trend Micro, McAfee, right? These are some of the famous vendor which provide the antivirus. Antivirus you might have seen, right? Everybody might have installed in a system, right? Antivirus. Same antivirus we are talking about that you install in your system, right? So you know what happens? Whenever you install any application, antivirus you have installed, for example, let's say you have installed Symantec antivirus on your system. Let's see. So as soon as you download any file, right? See, there are two types of scan. Means your antivirus actually scan the file. Antivirus scan the file, and antivirus has the signature. Antivirus has the signature which is updated by the cloud. For example, you have bought the Symantec antivirus, right? Now Symantec will be connecting to the Symantec cloud, and Symantec cloud will be updating the virus signature based on the criticality of the signature. For example, particular new and ransomware came, new virus came. It is high severity. It can lock the file or it can create backdoor, right? They will create the high signature and update on your antivirus. Get it? So they will. It has a library of signature, library of different signatures for different virus, malwares, right? Adwares, ransomware. So different viruses. It will have different type of malware. It has a signature. So whenever you open any file, right, it will scan. So there are two types of scanning happening on the system. Scanning means will match the signature. Scanning means checking the file and matching the signature. Signature matches. Which signature matches? Oh, it's a ransomware signature. It will tell you ransomware detected. Get it? Means your antivirus will have to check the file, right? It will scan the file and check the signature. The signature is matching. Oh, it's a ransomware. Then it will check. It will take the action. It will take the action. I delete multiple action. It will get multiple different type of action. I'll tell you if any virus or malware found, what action it can take. Right? That means if found, it will take the action. So it has to scan the file, right? So there are two types of scanning by the antivirus. One is real-time scan and another is full system scan, right? Schedule of full system scan. One is real-time scan, another is full system scan. Real-time scan, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody on the same page? Everybody on the same page what I'm explaining, right? Real-time scan. Real-time scan. In real-time scan, whenever you have new file in a system, right? For example, newly through email you got a file, you downloaded a file newly. Okay? So any new files will come, antivirus will scan that file and match with the signature. If signature matches, then it will take an action, either delete or clean or something. I'll tell you, right? Understand? This kind of scan is called real-time scan. Any new file that you download, either through email or through website or through USB, whatever you downloaded, right? Your antivirus will scan that file. That scan is called as real-time scan and take that appropriate action, cleaning, deleting, quarantine, I'll tell you, right? That scan is called as real-time scan. Another scan is called as full system scan. In full system scan, once you run the full system scan, it will scan the whole system. The newly file that you have got just now, as well as the old file which is there on your system, all full system, all files and folder will be scanned based on signature, current signature that antivirus is having. If matches, it will take the appropriate action, blocking, either deleting, cleaning, quarantine, right? So then it will take, generally in the company, real-time scan is enabled. Means anybody download real-time any file, it will scan and it will take the action. As well as in the company, people are doing the full system scan also, antivirus team, once in a week, at least once in a week. So why do you think, what do you think that? Because you know that USB we are not allowing, and anytime, that means all the file which came already in the system must have been scanned with antivirus. Yes or no? Because yesterday you downloaded, scan antivirus, then nothing found, then only it's here. Therefore, yesterday also it didn't come. So why do we need to have full system scan every week or with certain period of time? Because all the file which came to your system have gone through antivirus only. Then why do we need to have full system scan in that case?
Sir, it might be that when they came to us, they were not malicious, but later on we found that they are malicious.
Anybody else? Is he right? Is he right?
Hello.
Yes, he is right.
Yes, he's right. There is a possibility. There is the attackers have very they can set the timing to do later on that it's become a malicious one.
No, I'm not getting about. Can you come again? What you're saying? Can you come again?
Any virus and new virus any malicious.
No, that is not a
So
correct
because-
answer. He was
because-
saying something. I think you are saying something different.
Because it might be that at that time antivirus does not have signature to identify that malicious activity.
Correct.
Later
That is
on,
correct. That is correct. May be possible that it was a 0-day attack for this particular antivirus. It was a malware, but antivirus did not have signature that time, and resulting antivirus did not take any action. Later on, R&D team came to know this is a new malware, and they released the signature. Yes or no? They release the signature, but since antivirus we have a real-time scan, it will not automatically detect the virus which is already there, already came before. Yes or no? That means malware is there in your system and you have not cleaned it. That is regularly we should run the full system scan with the latest antivirus signature. Maybe now signature that we have, it can detect the malware which have been delivered previously. That is the reason we should run the full system scan regularly, and that's the responsibility of antivirus team. They regularly, maybe once in a week or twice in once in 2 weeks, they run the full systems for all the systems to ensure that the system has been scanned with the latest antivirus signature.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, every file has a signature.
Signature means there are multiple things. Signature means there are antivirus detect. Signature means generally hash value, hash file, that we may call as signature, hash file or signature means the value which have been used to match, right? Like for firewall, ACL entry like IP address, port number are signature. Yes, for proxy, signature means the category information, the website, those are signature, right? Signature means based on what it detects, right? That we call as signature, right? Generally, antivirus detect any file as a virus based on 2 things. First is signature. Signature means predefined information. Signature is nothing but the predefined information. Based on that, any device can detect some activities, right? And another thing is based on the behavior. Behavior of the file. If you install any file, but it's trying to connect outside, it's a behavior of the Trojan. Any file you downloaded, it's trying to copy itself, it may be a virus. Any file you download, it is trying to encrypt file, it is ransomware, right? So based on different file behavior also, antivirus can understand it's a malicious file. And based on predefined information on the antivirus, it can understand that particular file is a malicious file and take the action, right?
So how can we know that there is a malicious software in our system and it's doing a crypto mining?
Okay, जब पूछ रहे हो तो मैं बता देता हूँ now. If you are asking, see, crypto mining, crypto mining is the software. Cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Have you ever invested in cryptocurrency?
नहीं.
नहीं किया. So okay, ठीक है. As I know, in 2014, 1 Bitcoin was around 5,000 in 2014. 5,000, 1 Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is currently, I think, in lakhs, 25, 30, 35 lakhs. How many lakhs? Anybody knows? 1 Bitcoins.
42 or 46 lakhs.
Just 5,000. Just 5,000 in 2014, when the ransomware also started. During the ransomware, attacker used to ask 100 Bitcoins. For one particular computer, they used to ask. Ransomware means attack will come and attacker will encrypt. Ransomware will encrypt your file. Means you can no longer access any file. Some business system where critical files are there, right? So you may have to pay. So they're asking money to pay 100 Bitcoin to decrypt your system file, right? That means it was cheaper. That is the reason they used to ask 100 Bitcoins. Nowadays, they're asking how many? Not asking 100 Bitcoin. They're asking 0.01 Bitcoin. 0.001 Bitcoin they're asking. Why? Because that time they used to ask 100 bitcoins. Why? Because Bitcoin value was less that time, right? Now it is very high, many lakhs. That time it was just 5,000. Now it is 45 lakhs, right? That is called cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency calculation is very complex. Calculating the cryptocurrency, the calculation is very complex, right? So there are many people who does the cryptocurrency calculation. If you do the cryptocurrency calculation, please remind your mic, please. Who is in Realme? Who has joined with the Realme name? Who has joined with the name Realme Pro? मतलब मैंने क्या enable नहीं किया क्या यार feature कि only one person can join from link. Outside person has joined, it seems. He has left it. I will enable so that only one person can join from one device, not more than one. I have to enable that feature, so people should not be able to share the link. Somebody has joined, I think, outside person. He just left when I called him. Okay, anyways, I'll enable that feature. So what I'm saying, what I was saying, cryptocurrency calculation is very complex. People can earn money. If you do the cryptocurrency calculation, you can earn money for that, right? But it takes a lot of, the applications are taking very high resource, means memory and CPU, right? So nowadays, some of the people, some attackers, some cyber criminals are not stealing your data from your system. They will be installing now one system. How many they can run their own system, right? So what they are doing, attackers are doing nowadays, they're compromising system. They're installing crypto mining software and doing the crypto calculation and earning the money. They're not stealing the data. They're not modifying anything, right? Nothing they're doing. They're not launching any attack from your system, but they're compromising system, installing crypto mining software and doing the crypto calculation and earning the money, right? The sign, if your system is infected, most of the time, and crypto mining, software also, they have not doing crypto mining, they are doing, then you will see the sudden usage, high usage, like usage of your CPU and memory. When you see your system is hanging, CPU and memory. When you see system is hanging, go on task manager and check. Go and software task manager and check the CPU and memory utilization is high. Generally, for most of the malware, if your system is infected, generally the CPU and memory utilization will be high for many of the cases, right? This is one of the symptoms of your system. The CPU and memory utilization will definitely be high because they're taking a lot of resources. This application of crypto mining taking a lot of resources to do the crypto mining. Got it? So one of the symptoms from your system, but from the firewall logs also you can check it out. You can see some traffic going to some malicious IP address, some different unusual port number, right? Unusual trend of the traffic is going on. That logs you can see on the firewall. Okay? Firewall always, apart from the host system, you can see the firewall logs, because what happens is every digital device which is deployed on the enterprise network record their activity in the form of logs. Logs are not but evidence. See, I am here. So somebody has done some murder, right? Police will come and police will check. Oh, sleeper signs, right? Then somebody will come to why they will see the symbols, right? Something they will check, right? These are the evidence. Similarly, in digital network, whatever devices you have in the network, right? They record their own activity, whatever activity happened. Somebody has logged in, somebody logged out, somebody deleted the file, opened the file, some connection came, head to the firewall, then go and split. All these devices record their activities in the form of what? In the form of logs, right? That we also call as event. Just give me a moment. That also we call as event, logs or event. So what happens previously? We can check it. If we can check the logs, who has came inside, what access, what people have access, what website you have access, you can check the proxy log, what email has came delivered, you can check the email logs, right? Yes or no? Yes. ऐसे गाना लेकिन मैं घर में भी ऐसे यूज करता हूँ यार, वहां तो नहीं होता। गाड़ी में यूज करता हूँ, वहां तो यहाँ पर क्यों ज्यादा तेज है क्या? ये ठंड का टाइम है। ये 2 टन का लगा है। हाँ आज पता नहीं क्यों हेड ऑफ हो गया, तो मेरी हैबिट है, मैं तो पूरे गर्मी में आया ही नहीं बाइक से। हाँ, so what I was telling, हाँ, so I was telling that each and every devices in the enterprise network are recording their activity in the form of logs. We call it log or evidence, logs or event. Logs or event is nothing but the evidence, what happened on those devices. From where the connection came, where has it gone, allow, disallow, how much you access, for example, proxy. You access what website you access, how much time, how much you downloaded, how much you uploaded, everything is being recorded. Somebody, maybe your manager, ask proxy team or SOC team to share the 1 week proxy report for particular user, because you want to know what website you access, what you download, what time pass you're doing. Are you watching YouTube in night because your one not working? Then manager is not there. He can ask for the internet access report, right? The proxy, so based on the work of the device, they will record the activities. For the email gateway, can record what email came from which user ID, delivered to which user ID, what is the subject name, what is the attachment name, at what time email has come. These all are being recorded in the form of logs. In the Windows system, for example, Windows system also record the activity, who has logged in, who has logged out, what time you have logged in, account lockout, what file you have opened, what closed, what modification done, right? Account created, account deleted, password change. Each and every activities are being recorded in the form of logs. And that is what important from investigation perspective, and to understand what all activities happening in your system. Similarly, when malware will get installed, for example, it's a Trojan, it will try to connect outside. So some unusual traffic trend you can see, maybe it is going on different port, unusual port number, and a lot of traffic is being generated, right? So these are different symptoms, unusual activities you can monitor in form of firewall logs, right? So when you have malware installed, you can see CPU utilization, memory utilization, some unnecessarily registry entry will be created, unnecessarily process will be done. Go on the task manager and check the processes. If application install, it will create some process, right? But not everybody will be able to understand, because process name is not easily understandable, right? So if you know it, you can understand, okay, this process is for what, you can Google it. This particular process is for what purpose? Any legitimate application or for any malicious application, you can Google it and check it out, what is the process. So you can see any application will have different process, maybe some registry entry will be created, right? That perspective you understand. So memory and CPU utilization is one of the symptoms, as well as through firewall logs also you can check some unusual traffic is going, because the traffic will go through the firewall only. Some unusual traffic is going to different port number, higher end port number, right? So firewall logs all we can identify maybe particular machine is infected. Understand? In case infected means antivirus did not take any action, antivirus did not detect it, that's why the machine got infected. If antivirus has the signature, definitely will take the action. Yes or no? So what I was telling, shall I come back on that? So what I was telling, real-time scan and full system scan, right? That is what I was telling. And antivirus can detect based on signature, predefined signature, and based on the behavior of the file, right? That is the reason it has been told your antivirus will be always up to date, because antivirus, once you buy the antivirus from Symantec cloud team are doing the R&D to check the latest signature of the viruses and malwares. Yes or no? And they'll be updating here. So if you're not updating your antivirus signature, what will happen? The latest malware will come and antivirus will not have signature. That is the reason your antivirus should be always up to date, right? And that is the reason if you're not paying, you're not reviewing, antivirus will not be able to download the signature. If you're not downloading signature, means you have old signature, means your system will not be secure, will not be safe for the latest attacks, latest malware and viruses. So all these devices should be always having the right and latest signatures, right? That is the reason when you buy the firewall, it will get it. Buy the proxy, it will get it from a proxy vendor. If you are not paying that, you're not reviewing, they can still work, but they will not having the latest signature. Understand? Bear in mind. So now, when antivirus detect a virus or malware, what action it will take? First action will be deletion. First action is delete. In 5 minutes, we'll take a break, okay? After completing this antivirus topic. Delete or deletion. That means when antivirus detected a file, right, and understand confident it's a malware, file itself is a malware, right? It's not something the file is infected, but file itself is a malware file, right? Then antivirus will delete the file. The file itself will be deleted, right? Second option is cleaning. Second, clean की spelling क्या होता है ना? Clean. Second option is cleaning. When particular file is infected with virus, right? Infected, then antivirus will clean the file. If antivirus is able to clean, right? Sometimes antivirus is unable to clean also, right? But if able to clean, then in this case, it will clean the file, right? Third action you see, quarantine. इसमें अभी तो डिस्कस ही कर रहा हूँ इतनी ज्यादा ही करने your third action is quarantine, right? In case of quarantine, when antivirus is not 100% sure, that's a malicious file, is a malware. Antivirus had doubt means maybe 50-50, maybe malware is, and it may be the legitimate file also. So antivirus cannot delete the file in that case. Particular file itself is a malware file, but antivirus is not 100% sure. Yes or no? 50-50. It can be legitimate file also. So antivirus cannot delete the file straight away. Maybe it is a business related file, it's a user file, but false positively, antivirus detection is a malware. In that case, antivirus cannot delete the file. Instead, it will quarantine. Why you got quarantine the COVID time? Now, that time when you have COVID, why you have been sent for 14 days quarantine?
So the
isolation.
To prevent
To avoid the spread.
to prevent the spread of virus.
To spread the COVID, right? To spread the virus so that other family members and other people will be safe. Means if you are isolated, you are quarantined. That means the infection will not be spread, right? Means there won't be further infection to other people. Yes or no? And that is the same meaning. Quarantine means isolation. Once you install antivirus, under C drive you install, right? Then one folder under particular antivirus you select, then one folder will be the quarantine folder. Once antivirus, for example, desktop, it found this file infected malware, right? It will move that file from desktop to quarantine folder. Quarantine folder is nothing but the isolated folder. So if file is there in the quarantine folder, if the malware cannot take any action because this is completely isolated, there is no further infection. It's an isolated quarantine is nothing but the isolated environment. Even if it's virus, malware, whatever it is, there won't be any further infection. It's the isolated environment. That particular quarantine folder has some retention period. For example, 5 days, 7 retention period means till what time particular file will be there on quarantine folder. For example, 5 days, 7 days, you can customize it. So why has not deleted? Why the file has not been deleted? Why it doesn't send to quarantine folder?
Check that to positive marks.
To check is it legitimate or not.
To ensure availability.
Okay, let me tell you that. See, if file has been quarantined by the antivirus, it's the operational work of the antivirus. In 99% cases, will not do anything. File has been quarantined, sent to the quarantine folder. After 7 days, automatically will be deleted. But why we are keeping the file for 7 days? Why we are not deleting immediately? Even 7 days will get deleted automatically, right? And so operations of past work of the firewall, generally we 99% cases we do not need any action. In 1% cases or 2-3% cases, what action may be required? And why we need any action in that case? What do you think?
Because maybe
it may be important for you.
Because yes,
there might be possibility that this user Mridul has logged in on this particular system, his system only. One of the file he got from his customer. He was using that file as a legitimate file, but antivirus caught this file as a malware and has quarantined it. Now user will got the prompt here that antivirus catch the file and quarantine it. but it was a important file for the user, which have been quarantined. Now user is no more able. User cannot directly restore the file from quarantine folder. They will not have access, right? Then now user may reach out to security team or desktop team. Desktop team can redirect to security team. They will tell this was an important file from my one of the client I received, right? And but this is has been quarantined. I'm not able to access that file. So security means availability, right? Business should not be stopped, right? User saying that is an important file. So what we can do is you can now in that case we analyze. We can restore the file and we can analyze. Maybe you can upload in the virus total. Maybe Symantec is saying is virus, but it's also not 100% sure. You can upload in virus total and verify whether it actually the virus or not. If other end was showing us clean, and user is also saying it clean. It's a I got it through email from my one of the vendor, right? Then in that case, we can restore and whitelist that file on the antivirus. Get one? That's for 1% chance. When false positively, the file has been quarantined, we can verify, evaluate yourself, and we can restore the file. Get one? That's perspective. The quarantine is the action, right? Next action is left alone. Left Symantec antivirus name is left alone, but some other cases, some other antivirus, it has a different name. But in case of Symantec, we call as left alone. In left alone, antivirus may not be able to clean it. Antivirus may not be able to delete it sometimes. Means antivirus has not taken any action. It can be malware, but antivirus is unable to take any action. Some cases. Then the file will be left alone. Then in that case, one event will be generated that antivirus had detected a malware and this type of malware, and from this particular system is IP address system, and this particular user has logged in on the system, and that is the path under C drive, under user, and Windows under user, under desktop, and this is the file name. Full path will be coming on the logs. See, whatever activity is done by any device being recorded, even antivirus clean the file, it will be recorded in the form logs. You will get all logs. Delete the file, all logs. Antivirus update signature, all logs will come. But in case antivirus found a file as malware, but unable to clean it, means left alone. In that case, that is an important event, right? And we set as an alert in that case. That event we can configure as an alert, means we should get an alert when antivirus catch the file as malware, but unable to clean. That means left alone. In that case, security team should be send an alert. Alert should be sent to security team, so the security team can manually check that file and take the action. Can you mind? So antivirus is unable to take an action. If it is malware, malware is still there. Yes or no? Means your Symantec antivirus you had, and it is unable to take any action, right? In that case, we require to have manual action. We require to take the manual action in that case ourselves. Then, being a security team, if you receive this alert, we can assign it to desktop team. Desktop team, we can ask them to look at the system manually. We can ask them, there is another antivirus called as Malwarebyte. Another antivirus called as Malwarebyte. Malwarebyte. Malwarebyte is having 30+ antivirus signature. Not only Symantec antivirus, but some other antivirus, total 30+ antivirus signature is having Malwarebyte. So Symantec antivirus is not able to take any action. So scanning the machine from Symantec antivirus does not make any sense. I cannot ask my desktop team to scan the machine from Symantec antivirus, right? Does not make any sense because Symantec antivirus is unable to take any action. Means there is no sense of asking desktop team to scan the machine from existing antivirus Symantec, right? Because if Symantec knows it and able to take the action, it would have taken already. But Symantec is unable to take any action, so no sense of scanning it again. Yes or no? So now we can ask the desktop team, do one thing, install a Malwarebyte, because Malwarebyte is having 30+ antivirus engine, including Symantec and other antiviruses, right? Install Malwarebyte, scan the system, whole system, and share us the logs. Scan logs comes, right? Share us the logs. So once they scan from Malwarebyte, why he is sharing the logs to security team, to us SOC team? Why and what will check on the logs? So what do you think that? What do you think? When I'm asking desktop team to scan the machine from Malwarebyte, right? Malwarebyte will scan it. One successful scan will happen. We're asking desktop team, once the scanning is done, share the scanning logs, what has been scanned and what all result. So why we want to look at the logs, scanning logs?
To check any unusual connection coming in.
You want to target particular malware only, right? Malware file. So after scanning, why we are asking desktop team to send us the scan logs? Means once the scanning is done for another byte, it will generate a logs, right? What scanning has been done and what was the result. So why do we want to get the logs to be sent to the SOC team?
Sir, there might be possibility that the system has contained some more file that is not indicated by the existing antivirus.
Okay. See, the reason is why I want them to send logs, because I want to see whether malware byte, whether malware byte has also able to take any action or not. Maybe possible that malware byte also does not have signature and malware byte also has not deleted. Yes or no? So I wanted to see whether malware byte was able to detect and able to clean or delete the file or not. That will cross verify by seeing the logs. I can see, okay, this particular file is okay, malware byte has clean it or delete it. Then we are fine with that. Right? That is the reason when we ask the desktop team, run through malware byte and share us the test scan result, so that we will see the result and whether file has been deleted or cleaned or not. Get your mind? Understand? So that is about the
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll take a break of 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It is 10:25 right now. We'll correct on 10:45. Okay. We'll be back.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. स्लो कर दिया हूँ ना मैं, स्लो है ना, 2 टन को 1 टन में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, स्लो करना है तो 1 टन का हो गया ये. Okay, so welcome back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we talk about antivirus, right? One more device that we have in the network that is called IPS IDS. That also you will see in many of the company, IPS IDS. IPS and IDS, what do you call as IPS? It's the same device, IPS less IDS or IDS IPS, right? What do you mean by IPS? Everybody knows?
Intrusion prevention system.
And IDS?
Detection system.
Intrusion
Detection system.
Intrusion detection system or intrusion prevention system. I'll just give the brief idea about it. So IPS IDS work on the layer number 3, 4 also, as well as on the layer number 7 as well, right? That means your IPS IDS have the visibility on the layer 2, layer 3 information, layer 3, layer 4 information, as well as layer 7 information. That means it can do the filtering based on the network information such as IP at the port number, as well as it has the visibility on the data part also. That means it can detect the network level of attack, right, as well as on the application layer of attack, right? Some company may not go with the WAF. They may deploy only IPS IDS, which can secure the network from network layer also, as well as on the application layer also. Generally, IPS IDS you deploy behind the firewall. In many of the company, you will have IPS IDS behind the firewall. IPS IDS, right, behind the firewall. So it works on layer number 3, 4 also and layer number 7 also. That means when the packet comes, it has the visibility in the header also, as well as data also, right? So what is the difference between IPS IDS now? So this is one device actually. These are different mode, IPS mode or IDS mode. Intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. In prevention mode, for example, some kind of malicious activity will happen, right? In case IPS understands as a signature that this particular activity, for example, cross-site scripting attack, DDoS attack, SQL injection attack, right? Any of the attack and malicious activity found, right? So what IPS will do is IPS will block the activity. IPS will block the activity means IPS will take the action, prevent the attack, right? As well as it will generate an alert. It will generate an alert. Maybe what email ID you have configured, that particular email ID will get an alert from IPS, and this particular activity has been detected, and IPS has blocked the activities. This mode is called as IPS mode. Means when IPS detects any malicious activity, it will block it and generate an alert. Right? Maximum time. See, maximum time what will happen is we have a big enterprise network. Maximum time what will happen is IPS generate false positive alert. Means 100 fine tuning is very, very difficult in that case. So what will happen is many times if you deploy on the IPS mode, business traffic is coming and false positively IPS detects this malicious activity and it will block it. Yes or no? So in that case, so securing means security plus availability. Yes or no? We have to secure the network, but we have to make sure the business also continue, right? In that case, if business traffic is being blocked, right? So that means it is not fair, means winning the war, but most of the people are getting died. Means we are securing the network, but business is being stopped, right? So most of the companies are deploying this tool not on IPS mode, but in IDS mode. Because a lot of time it will trigger false positive, it will take the false positive action, right? So instead of IPS, majority of the company will deploy in the IDS mode, that is called intrusion detection mode. Detection in the sense, once any attack will happen, if found in an attack, it will not block, it will not prevent, instead it will only generate the alert, it will detect and generate an alert. That is called as IDS mode. Majority of this deployment will be in IDS mode. In case any company want to deploy an IPS mode also, still for few 6 months or 1 year, they have deployed an IDS mode only. That is called a learning mode. Initially it will learn, for example, particular alert is detected, but alert you got, you can't, oh, it's false positive, it's not an alert. Then you do the required changes on the condition, on the signatures, right? On the condition, and ensure that next time it should not trigger. Once you do the required fine tuning slowly, that is called learning mode, right? Once you understand 95% time, it will only take an action or take an alert once there's a true positive, once there's an attack. Then you can convert it to the IPS mode. But that is for small companies. For bigger companies, will go for IDS mode instead of IPS because they're expecting the traffic from many countries, many sources, different sources, right? If you have a limited source of traffic, right, then you understand that you can whitelist and blacklist other people, right? Then IPS is good, but when you're expecting the traffic from many geographical locations, many sources, then majority of the company will deploy this tool on which mode? IDS mode. IDS mode, not on blocking mode, not on prevention mode, just detection mode, right? So what is the difference between the IPS and IDS? The IPS, once identify any suspicious connection, any attack, it will block the traffic, block the connection, and then generate an alert. While in IDS mode, if found anything, it will not take any action, it will not prevent, it will not block, it will just detect and generate an alert, right? That is the difference between the IPS and IDS. IPS, IDS work on the network layer, transport layer, as well as on the application. Ideally, this IPS will be behind the firewall, not before the firewall. Why? Because if it is before the firewall, all the traffic will come on the IPS and will generate so many different alerts. Yes or no? While if you have the firewall will silently block the traffic. In case of malicious activity, in case firewall could not identify any activity malicious, then only it will pass, then go through the IPS, and IPS will check an alert. If you do IDS here, it will generate huge number of alerts. Get I mean? That is the reason, and may possible that after that firewall has already blocked it. After firewall has already blocked it, no sense of deploying IPS before the firewall. 99% cases you will have first firewall, then behind the firewall you will have IPS. Can be deployed before the firewall also, but not recommended. Always you see majority of the company will deploy the IPS IDS behind the firewall. Understand? Clear this? So this is the last security device that we have in a network. So this security device we have discussed. Why? Because see, as we understand, all your network device, security device, servers, application, databases, these are the devices which will typically present on any IT infrastructure. Any company, any of the firm you go, if they're using digital network, then the network device such as router, switches, security device such as firewall, IPS, IDS, proxy, email gateway, all of security device, servers, Windows Server, Linux servers, applications, many enterprise applications, databases such as SQL, Oracle, right? Database. These are the typical devices which will be available on any IT infrastructure. That is it's very important to have the knowledge of these devices, right? What are the network device security devices, right? Server, Windows, Linux, you know, right? Application, any enterprise application, such as Salesforce or any service now, any enterprise applications, right? So whatever activity happening, right? You understand these are typical devices. If compromise will happen on these devices only, your servers, your storage, yes or no, which are holding the data, and it will go through by these devices only. Your router switches will come in between when the communication happen, your firewall, right? So as I told you that each and every such devices, whatever activity happen, whatever traffic passing through firewall, IPS or switch, or whatever activity happen on the server, each and every activities are being recorded in the form of logs. Get it, mind? In the form of logs. So if you want to check what all activity happening right now, any malicious activity happening in the network, right? So you have to check the logs to understand, because it's not a physical theft, right? There you can see this is person, this is a criminal. Yes or no? In the cyber security, in the digital world, you can't see physically, right? So if you understand what activity happening, you have to log in and check the logs. Just now this activity happening or happening, you can log in on the device and check the logs, what activity happened. If you found any malicious activity, you can take the action, right? So if you want to monitor, if you want to stop any kind of cyber attack, right? So you have to check the logs only, what kind of activity is happening. So you understand, all devices are recording the activity in the form of logs. Get it, mind? So why we understand? Because in the SOC, what will happen is that the game of the whole security is based on the logs only. To understand any attack is happening or any attack happen, right? You check the logs and understand. Any attack is happening currently, maybe continuous connections are coming in. You check what connection coming, log in the device and check the connections and check what is malicious, then take the action. The full game is of logs only, events only, right? So being a SOC team, once you monitor the network, you will see the logs from all those devices, your router, your switch, your firewall, your IPS, your Windows, your antivirus, right? So if you don't have understanding how these device works, right? Now in the later part, once we start the SOC and SIEM, I will tell you what type of logs they are recording, how they are recording the activities, we'll understand, right? But if you don't understand how this firewall work, or how this IPS work, or how this router work, you'll not understand how to read the logs, right? That is the only objective of explaining this device. Because while working on the SOC and SIEM, you will see, oh, this is the firewall log. We have seen high number of connections in the firewall. When I use this word, but you don't know what is firewall, I see that particular attack will happen. Malware has been installed through website. Somebody has website, access the website, right? Now you want to see who all users have access to the website. You can log in the proxy and search with the website name and check the logs which all users access the same website. Yes or no? So how will you understand if you don't know the proxy? Yes or no? Attack will happen. Antivirus has captured some file, captured some attack. You have to scan it. If you don't know the antivirus, how will you do that? Right? That's the only objective of explaining this networking devices and security devices. You are not directly going to work on these devices, but you are going to get the logs. You are going to analyze the logs. Get mind? So all these devices. So if you have any activities, right? So no need to log in on each and every devices. Now that is what we are going to explain about the SIEM. Whenever any activity will happen, they will record the logs, but they will send the logs to centralized system that we call a SIEM. I'm just giving the brief. I'm just given the brief understanding, but we'll have detailed understanding on this, right? All the devices, whatever activity happen, as soon as activity will happen, they will send the logs to the SIEM. And in the SIEM only, you are going to monitor all those devices logs. And SIEM has the intelligence. You can define certain pattern on the SIEM. If certain pattern found matches for the attack of a specific activity, the SIEM will trigger an alert. So no need to monitor billions of logs manually here, because these devices will generate billions of logs. So you cannot monitor billions of logs manually, right? So you can configure some condition we call as correlation rule. That all we are going to discuss deep dive. Okay, so you can tell some condition, write some condition that we call as correlation rules. Once the log condition matches on the SIEM, it will generate alert, and those alert you are going to monitor actually in the SOC. Being a SOC analyst, those alert actually the end of the time what you are achieving is those alerts that you are going to monitor and investigate. Oh, alert is showing that it's a cross-site scripting attack, right? You verify is it a really attack or not. If it really attack, then you have to take the action, or you have to assign incident respectivity for further action. Might be you cannot take the action on all the alerts yourself. So they are different team who work on those incidents to take the action. As well as these logs will be stored on the SIEM for long period of time. So some forensics happen, some fraud happened 6 months back. You want to investigate what fraud happened, who has done it, what activity happened. So those logs, those devices are not storing the log for a long time. So if SIEM we are seeing the logs, then it will store for a long time. 6 months back, what happened? You search the logs here and check the activities. I just given a brief about this. We'll discuss in the next class. We'll be starting the SIEM and we'll discuss whole scenarios. Why do we need SIEM? Understand what I'm saying, right? The whole SOC work is SIEM, but many of the people are working. Not everybody work on the monitoring. There are many work like admin work, right? Who manage the SIEM solution, end-to-end health and all. There are many other different roles, but the end of the work main motive is to keep the logs for a long time and to generate this alert in inconsistent happen and to monitor it. That is the main work. But in order to achieve this end-to-end, there are many different people work on different level. But the end objective is this one thing. This is what SOC people are doing, monitoring this 24/7, and the alert is coming. They're monitoring, investigation, analyzing, raising an alert, raising an incident, right? Taking an action sometime, right? That will be the work for you, right? So before we go ahead and start the SIEM, let me take a topic, right? What is VPN? What is virtual private network? Because virtual private network you will see in the company. Companies also have the VPN. You sometimes will be working from home, connect to the company network using VPN, install the VPN client. Yes or no? Sometimes you install the VPN client on your mobile also, laptop also, to access some block website, right? Anybody using VPN at home? What purpose you are using? Anybody using?
No.
There are many different work. Some people are using for good work, and some people are using for bad work. Many of those websites are blocked in India, right? Many of the websites are blocked. PUBG खेलते थे. Okay, so many of the websites are blocked, right? You understand, right? When any website has to be blocked in India, right? So what they've done is what Indian government do is they instruct ISPs. What ISP does is ISP block the IP address as well as they block the DNS entry also on the DNS, their DNS, so it will not get resolved, right? As well as IP address, if anybody access through IP address, also IP address is blocked. So ISP will block it. So as soon as you enter, for example, some website, PUBG.com, for example, your torrent.com. Torrent is not allowed in India. Once you mention torrent.com, first of all, it's not allowed in the DNS, is not will get resolved because DNS entry has been blocked for torrent. If you got the IP address also, if you access, IP address is also blocked. That means you will no longer able to access the website. Yes or no? So I'm not going to discuss on that matter for now. First of all, let's understand what is proxy. You already understand, right? That whenever we access anything, proxy IP will go to the internet, not our IP. Yes or no? Proxy will initiate the connection on behalf of you. Now let's understand how VPN work. What is the use of VPN? VPN stands for
Virtual Private
Network.
Virtual Private Network. Virtual means
digital.
Not physical. Digital.
Virtual
Not
means
physical.
not physically available, right?
Not real.
VPN. Virtual private network means virtually it is actually the public network. Public network means What is public
Accessible
network?
to all.
Internet.
Internet is the public network, right? I'm not talking about public transport. I'm talking about the public network. A network that we have available, which anyone can use, is internet.
Accessible
Public
to all.
network, right? Internet. So now virtual private network, that means over the public network, it will create private network virtually. Yes or no? That we call as VPN, means over the public network to create private network. For example, I am staying in HSR layout, Bangalore, right? I have to go to Marathalli, just 5 kilometer distance from HSR layout to Marathalli. I have bag with money, lot of money. If I am going, road means public road, it's public, right? Yes or no? If there are bad people, good people in the road, right? Good people, bad people, right? What will happen is, if I go on the public network, anyone can steal the money from me. Yes or no? Because it's public, bad people also, good people also, any can steal. So what I can do is, if I can create a tunnel below the road or over the road, I can create a tunnel where people may understand it's a tunnel, but they cannot do anything. Yes or no? For example, this is one place, this is another place, right? If I can create a tunnel maybe below the road, it is a road only, but below the road I have created tunnel, right? Now nobody can see if I'm from HSR, I'm going with bag of money. Nobody can steal any money. Nobody can interrupt me. Yes, so road is a public road, right? But on the road I have created a private tunnel. Now I can go anytime and come anytime. Nobody can steal. Nobody can see what I am bringing, what I am carrying. Nobody can see. Nobody can interrupt. Yes or no? So if you are here and here, both are connected privately, so we can consider like both are same only because both are connected privately. We can say you are not here, you are actually here because you can connect it directly. So you might be considered you are shifted from here to here because those are tunnel, right? Because see, this is not one home and this is both are same home because both are connected and nobody can interrupt. Means your home and my home both are connected, means both are same home. Because see, physically you are shifted from here to here, we can see like that, right? And it's a private tunnel which you create in public network, right? Same work is done by the VPN. VPN create the private tunnel. If you create a tunnel on the public network over the internet, your computer, your network, and my network, we can create a private tunnel. We are connected to the internet, but through VPN, it will create a tunnel between you and between my network and your network. It will create tunnel, or my system to your system will create tunnel. So whatever communication we are doing, public network, bad and good people, nobody can see what communication is happening. Nobody can interrupt. Nobody can steal information. Nobody can hijack the session. Get it? That is called as virtual private network, right? Private network over the public network we call as VPN, right? For example, now I have the requirement, my network, you understand, right? In my network, we have terminated the internet on the gateway router, right? On the router. Here, my servers are there. Server IP address is 192.168.0.142, for example, 142. And these are you guys. You guys connect to the internet, you'll get the public IP address, of course, 106.0.5.100. Now, you are sitting at home. My server is there in the company. Now, for lab perspective, I want to give the access of the server to you. So you understand, I have connected to router. Router netting has been applied. So router has a public IP address. Now netting has been applied here. So from internet, will you able to access the server directly? Will you able to access the server directly from the internet?
No. No.
Why? Why no? Will you able to take the remote access directly from your home network to this server? I mean, this IP
No,
address.
not right now.
Because it is
No,
a private
not right now,
network.
because it is a public network.
Because it is private network.
IP, right? This system had the private IP address. This is public IP. That's fine. Public IP means if two systems, two or more computer in the internet, they want to talk to each other, they should have public IP address. Private IP address are not being identified on internet. But इसकी कोई identity ही नहीं है. There is no identity of the system over the internet. This system I have assigned private IP address and this is public IP address. Communication cannot happen. Now, if I want to allow communication, what IP I have to assign is this computer?
Public.
Public IP address. Yes or no? Let's suppose I have assigned public IP address 199.0.5.100. Okay. If I assign public IP address, now will this computer able to connect?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Now you can
set the public IP address. We can also use the net.
This way it will be able to connect or not. This way will be able to connect or not. It will be able to connect, right? This system you also have public IP internet. You are also internet means you can be able to connect. Means over the public network internet, the system is connected to internet. You also connect to the internet. But like you have connected, other people from the internet also get into it. This is critical server. Everything we have, we cannot expose to the public network on the internet. But in this way, we are exposing our server to all people. Now, internet, we have good people, bad people, right? In server, there are different port, different services. All access I want to give, right? Then how you can access other people can also get into it. Means I am exposing my critical server to public network, to anyone. This is not the right way. Yes or no? But I want that only respective people, only authorized people should be able to access. But internet, there are good people, bad people, everyone can try accessing it. Somebody may compromise also and get access also, right? So in that case, what I can do, because that means I cannot assign this public IP to critical servers. I cannot assign. Otherwise, anyone can come inside and access those servers. So I will assign only private IP only, so that outside people from the internet cannot get into it. Private IP only. And now how we can access this system from the system to the system which is in private IP address? If I want to access this system from any system, that means that system also should have private IP only. Means that system should be part of this network. Then only anybody will be able to access this system. Yes or no? If it is part of same network, then only will be able to access because this is having private IP address. Understand? So what I'll be doing is, in that case, we have to configure the VPN virtual private network. VPN, right? In that case, we have to deploy a VPN device here, VPN device. Generally, your firewall comes along with the VPN feature. In the firewall, you have VPN feature also. Get in mind? So here we have Fortinet firewall. Fortinet firewall, on which we have VPN feature also. Get what I'm saying? So I will enable the VPN feature. VPN means private tunnel. VPN, it will create private tunnel between source and VPN device. In that case, what will happen is, so I want, so until unless this device is shifted to here and get the private IP, will not be able to access this. Means you are here, but virtually you should be shifted here. Means all communication will happen privately. If privately means you are connected to this network. Yes or no? What will happen is VPN, the Fortinet firewall we have. So I have enabled the VPN feature. Get in mind? VPN virtual private network. To create a virtual private network, you need some device. So create the connection private. Right? So now we'll install the VPN client here. One client has to be installed, which makes the connection from here to here. Get in mind? For that, so first of all, what I'll be doing is I'll enable the VPN feature here. Then I will install a VPN client. One client will be installed, right? On which, so here, I have to configure static IP, public IP here on the VPN device. We have to configure static IP. Don't only this client will be able to connect to this one when the public IP is required, right? Otherwise, this client will not be able to connect this client, right? So, for example, I have configured a static IP address whatever IP address we have configured, right? Whatever IP address we configure, right? And then on which port number this client can connect. For example, 4433 I have configured. So this VPN IP should be always static. Otherwise, in the client we have to configure IP address so that it can connect to the device, right? If IP address gets changed, every time you have to change the IP address. That is difficult to communicate every time, right?
டேபிள்
You
மேல
people-
பாருங்க நான் எடுத்து வச்சிருந்தேன் 2-3 ஃபேட் எல்லாமே அதுக்குள்ளதான் இருக்கு.
Who is not on mute? Chitra, please make sure that your mic is mute. What I'm saying is, so in that case, this device should have static IP address, right? If IP address get changed, every time you have to change the IP address here to connect. Yes or no? So that is the reason we should have static IP here. So I will give this is my VPN server IP address and this is port number. So you install the client on your system, install the client and give the IP address and port number on your device. Then I will create your username and password, who all user can connect to my VPN to create the private network, right? So I have to create username and password. Otherwise, anybody get the IP address and port number can connect to my VPN, can create a private network, right? So I'll create your username and password. Once you enter IP address, configure IP address, port number, then once you save it, it will ask you to enter username and password. Once you enter username and password, this tunnel will be created. Means over the public network between these two devices, this application and device, private tunnel will be created. Whatever communication will happen now, it's an encrypted format. Nobody can see in between what communication is happening. You're directly connected from here to here. Whatever website you access, for example, this is ISP, right? ISP, you have taken the connection ISP. So when you're directly connected from here to where, whatever communication happen, it will go from here to here, then here to internet. For example, you access the facebook.com, right? Then your connection directly not go to Facebook from here directly. It will go from your system to your company. The company internet exit it will go. Means on the company, your IP will not go to Facebook. Your company IP, your VPN IP will go to the internet, not your IP. Because once you connect to the VPN, that means you are virtually shifted from here to here. So now you are no more part of this public network. You are part of private network, and you will get the private IP of this network. You may get this kind of IP 192.92.0 something like that. Private IP will get it here. That means virtually you are shifted from here. Once you connect to the VPN, this virtual network will be created and all communication will be encrypted. Nobody can see what communication is happening. Even you access the facebook.com, right? It will not go through your internet service provider directly facebook.com. First of all, your content, your access will go to the company VPN, and from there, whatever internet exit we have, means your IP will not go to internet. This 106 IP and 5 IP, only this VPN device knows. All internet world, this particular your internet IP, whatever you have given, this IP company IP will go to the internet, not your IP. Understand? In this case, you are virtually shifted from here to here. You got the private IP also, and after that netting will happen. So netting will give you the company of IP address. You are virtually shifted from this network to this network. Means once you give the VPN access to you, right? You will virtually shifting. You are at home only, but virtually shifting from here to here. That means what I can access being a company here, that you can also access all resources. But we can restrict based on the different access. But you are virtually shifted from home to company, and that is how people work from home. All the resources which have given access to you, virtually your system will shift from home network to company network, and whatever access has to be given to you, you can access. What access you can do by sitting in the company, same access you can do by sitting at home by connecting to the VPN. Get it? And that is what attacker take the advantage, or people access block website. For example, this particular system, this is your system, right? And having 106.0.5.100. When you access the website, for example, torrent.com, it goes to ISP firewall. As you said, this person has torrent.com and this particular IP display winners, and torrent IP address is blocked. You will get blocked. It means you can't access the website because directly ISP is opening. ISP is able to open the header. because destination IP is torrent IP address. Yes or no? Torrent IP is blocked in the firewall. You will not be able to access. Now, when you connect to the VPN, once you access Facebook.com, every time destination IP will be the VPN IP address, not the torrent IP address. And VPN IP address is allowed on the ISP firewall. So every time you are connected to VPN, that's the reason you're connected. If you are connected one time, that means every time. So whatever you accept, you are connected to here, right? That means one tunnel has been created, right? It's already bypassed by the firewall, ISP firewall. So whatever you access, it not be intercepted by the Facebook ISP firewall. You are accessing torrent or any malicious site or any of the site, the ISP will not come to know. Because directly traffic is going through encrypted traffic from here to here. Now, for example, torrent. So now this company belongs to US, this VPN device belongs to US. In US, torrent is allowed. Because in the torrent server now, US IP will go and US is allowed. So through US server, VPN server, you are able to access the torrent here. Because now Indian ISP will not come to know that you are using torrent because you are doing through VPN, and always ISP come to know VPN IP address, not the torrent IP address. Yes or no? And a torrent check from where the connection is coming to will come to connection coming from US IP address, not from the Indian IP address. Torrent firewall will come to know the US, one of the whoever VPN you are using, their IP address they will see. They can't see your IP address because you are being hidden behind the VPN. That is how attacker also may use VPN, and some people access the block website using a VPN. Any website, for example, sometimes I want to access some US website, US related website, but US related website is not accessible in India because they have blocked for other countries, but you want to access it. Then you connect some free VPN from US based VPN, connect to US location. So now once you connect to the VPN, your current IP address will show your USA IP address. Yes or no? Once you connect to the VPN based on US, this VPN server belongs to USA. Once you connected to the USA server, once you have a government website, the USA IP address will go to the internet and will be able to access it. So people can do this kind of activities. Some block website, how people are accessing using the VPN, right? Because your IP is not going to internet, particular location IP is going to internet, and your ISP will also come to know what access you are doing, because the respective VPN ISP is going to internet. Same thing happened initially 5-6 years back, where internet was not that much cheaper. Some 100 MB, 200 GB you will get when you subscribe it. So when I get even internet access, I had given internet access for you to lab, to access the lab. Couple of months I monitor, 200 GB data I used to get. I see a 200 GB data finished within 15 days only. You understand, to access my VPN, access the server, you're not downloading much data and all those things. It's not finished, but I see within 15 days only 200 data used to be finished, 200 GB of data. Why this is happening? Identify what was happening is people used to connect to the VPN to do the practice, means they're part of my network. They used to take the remote access and use it to practice, right? Understand? Once they will connect to the VPN, so traffic will travel from here to here, then here to internet. Sometime VPN connect, they will do the practice, and then they will watch YouTube, they will watch movies. They forgot to disconnect from the VPN. In that case, their bandwidth is definitely going to utilize. Apart from that, here to here, my bandwidth is also getting utilized. People used to watch movies and everything, so it will go through my internet exit. Yes or no? So this my bandwidth also got utilized. That's the reason data was finished. Understand? Because by default, whatever access you do, it will go from here to here only. Understand? Same thing happening with the company also, right? If you access anything, it will go through company network, so their bandwidth will get utilized. Their bandwidth will get utilized. Get in mind? There is a concept on the VPN device called as split tunneling. I got to know the concept called as split tunneling. Inbuilt होता है बहुत सारे फायरवॉल में split tunneling. हाँ? VPN डिवाइस खरीदो फिर. वैसे आजकल बहुत सारे डिवाइस में होता है. अदरवाइज VPN ऐसे डिवाइस में भी ना होता है split tunneling. Split tunneling. Tunneling स्पेलिंग गलत है क्या? Split tunneling. Split tunneling means whatever VPN resources you want to allow access internal resource you are accessing, it will go to this network. Or whenever access any internet website, it will go directly to your ISP. In the paid VPN that we are using in company, right? It has the feature called as split tunneling. Means any external website you access, any company internal access resource you access, it will go through this network. Any internet website you access, directly go to ISP from your IP only. Get it? Mind? Understand? So that is called as split tunneling. Then I got to know that was data being utilized. Then I enable the feature called as split tunneling. Got it? Understand how VPN people can access a block website and how the VPN work. Here also, once we enable the lab access, we have a hotnet firewall here, VPN device. So you have to install a client and you have to configure the IP and port number of my VPN device, and you will be given username and password. So that you can connect from home, you will be part of my network, right? You can access the lab as well as any website you can access. It will happen through split tunneling, means your internet. Now, if any website is not working for you, any website blocked in India, if you want to access, you can install some VPN, free VPN client on your mobile. If you're too interested to see, then in laptop also you have VPN. Some Tor browser also you have browsers inbuilt VPN services on the browsers that also you can. Some free VPN you will see, the VPN is coming in the market. You will see they have multiple locations, Singapore, USA, right? Multiple locations means which location IP you are looking for. If there might be some possible, right? The website that is blocked in India, blocked in US also. If you access US VPN, then you can't able to access that website. Then come to Singapore. Yes or no? So what website belong to what location or not blocked to which location? So other location, respective location you have to select. You want to access the government of Singapore website, but it is blocked for other location, then connect to Singapore VPN so that you'll be able to access Singapore website. Understand? Any question?
Sir, hi. Like I have one small clarification.
Yes,
hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So like initially you put some private IP address, right, to this in this network,
right?
So like when we put and we have a router here, it will automatically convert to private, convert from private address to public IP address, right? NATing.
Right.
So you changed again once. Can you clarify, because due to some internet connection I have. You changed again.
Means change the name. No, I was showing that this particular IP address and private IP address is having outside we cannot access. Then I have given, if I want to allow this website, this server access from outside, I have to configure public IP. But if I'm configuring public IP, it will be exposed to outside public as well, right? So this is not recommended. Then we deploy the VPN. VPN device, you give the public IP address and connect your VPN client to the server, VPN server. Connect it, right? And in that case, it will create a private tunnel and your system will be privately virtually shifted here. Then you can access this particular device.
So system will have this IP address 106.0.0.5. That's what you're saying.
That particular system got public IP address 106, right? Whatever
yes.
you are having. Once you shift, once you come to VPN, your system will get the private IP of this network. Then privately, virtually you have shifted from your network to this network virtually. So whatever access has been given, all internal resources, you can access within system. Means virtually shifted from your home to your office network.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
So this kind of, yes.
Sir, through net, we can access the private network to public network. But through net, the bad people also connect to our private network. So why we use all time netting instead of all time using VPN?
So netting we have enabled only private to public, not public to private. Get it? Mind? It's not something that we enable public to private, it will be public to private also. We have enabled here private to public, not public to private.
So, but netting works for 4 types you had, right? No, private to private, private to public, public to private, and public to public.
Correct. So we have enabled here Go ahead.
So we can access also private to public network.
We can do that. So private to public we are already doing, but you're asking public to private, you are saying. But if I do public to private netting, anybody from public network can connect to a private network. So we cannot do that.
Yes, that's my answer. Why we need, that's my question. Then why we use netting instead of VPN?
Sanjani, I didn't get you what you are saying.
Sir, if anybody can join the public network to private network, then why we use netting? If VPN, through VPN, nobody can join.
No, so I'm saying that we are not going to enable that because that is not safe. You cannot enable in this case all public IP access to private IP address, right? Because anybody from public network can come to the private network. So in that case, this netting will not enable. But netting can be done when there is a specific requirement. When there is a specific requirement, at that time we can do private to public to private. But in this case, we are not going to enable this. Get your mind? That is why we are connecting through VPN secure tunnel, so that only specific people can connect to your private. If you enable the netting here, all public IP to all private IP, anybody can come inside and can take the advantage of netting.
So to allow VPN client user, the firewall should have the details of the user, sir.
User detail, you have to create the user here. You have to create the user because IP and port number can be shared with anyone, right? So you have option to create users. Once you take the lab, I have to create the user for you on my firewall VPN, right? So once you enter username, enter the IP and port number, it will ask the prompt to enter the username and password.
Okay, sir. Then the next question is, sir, so how come the same user is accessing the US-based website without their data are already stored on their firewall, US firewall?
No. I was taking the general example. VPN service which are providing VPN services, the company which are providing VPN services, right? So they are giving this kind of access. This is for normal office use. I'm telling you this one, but this service can also be utilized to access the blog website. Certain VPN which have hosted in the US, they have US IP address, right? So their IP will go to the internet. So whatever website allowed for US, you can access those websites, even it is not allowed in India.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Right?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, in split tunneling, how it is decided that this particular traffic will route through VPN and this particular traffic will direct access to the ISP?
So first of all, whenever you access anything which have the internal IP address, right, it will go through VPN. Whenever you access anything which have the public IP address, will go through the split tunnel directly through your ISP address, ISP.
Okay.
Let me show you. See, let me show you the VPN that we have here. You can see it here how we are connected. See, we have this VPN client. See this Fortinet VPN client. I will right click and open the client. See, this is the what if I right click and this is added selection. You can see IP address, static IP address VPN. This is the VPN IP address, static IP address VPN server, VPN device, and this is the port number. Once I click on save, right, it is asking me now to enter the username and password. Once I configure username and password, I will connect to my company network and I will get the private IP address. Let's see. We'll get the private IP address of connecting, and I can access any of my servers or whatever access has been given to me. You can see I connect to VPN, connected. This is it's a disconnect, but I'm connected, right? You see, and you can get the private IP. You can see 10.range. Yes or no? Internet 10.range, 10.0.0.0, right? This is the private IP address. So now private IP address of my system is this one. Now any of the resources, whatever access has been given to you, I can access to the company or whatever, whichever VPN I have connected. Get mind? So now, for example, if this IP address belongs to US, so right now my company I have configured private IP addresses. You got a private IP address. If VPN service provider has given public IP address to everyone, if you access on a free VPN, right? You may get the public IP address also, because they have given public IP address to everyone. Public IP address, but that belongs to US only. Location belongs to US. So once you access the internet, this IP will go to the internet, not your IP address. This VPN IP address. This IP address belongs to US, and that particular website is allowed on the US.
But this also, like when we want to have access to other websites, so this IP address will be converted to public IP address, right?
If company network, we have to apply the netting. Company network, we have applied the netting. So netting means it will go to public network, public IP address only. But if I have applied split tunneling on my VPN, then once you access any website, it will go through your IP address only. But when you access free Wi-Fi, they have not applied split tunneling. All the traffic will go through their open service provider only. That is in their IP will go. Get in mind? Yes or no?
Okay.
अभी मेरे पास फ्री VPN होता कुछ मैं आपको बताता. बहुत सारे VPN है. Free VPN, Tomato VPN, Zomato VPN. There are many type of VPN you will see. Melon VPN.
So 1.1.1.
You can see, अगर आप दिखता है आपको तो मैं अभी दिखाऊं. देखो ये VPN है, कैमरा के पास ज़्यादा अच्छा दिखेगा, है ना? और यहाँ पर वो है कितने Can you see this? Is it visible?
No, sir.
Now?
It's blur, sir. Blur.
It's very blur. Yeah.
Now
Yeah, we can see.
Yes, I can see.
VPN, right? VPN. Now you can see I have this option. Which country I want to connect? You can see Germany, Netherlands, Poland, United Kingdom, right? India. Somebody can use India location, Australia, Sydney. Yes or no? So these are the VPN server IP address. If I connect Netherlands, right, and click on connect, I will get the Netherlands IP address. So whatever resource has been enabled on the Netherlands, I'll be able to access. Get it? See the free VPN. You can say free VPN, right? So if this is a free VPN, name itself is free VPN, but nothing is free, right? Nothing is free in this world. So if I want to connect VPN, 30 minutes, so I have to watch 2 ads. These 2 ads you have to watch. Then only 30 minutes free you will get access. Nothing is free, right? If somebody is going for free, means there's some benefit behind that. So that is how you will connect to the VPN. Now similar proxy also. Some people are using proxy also to access some blog website. Blog website you can access through proxy also, through VPN also, but concept is entirely different. Different, right? So once you install proxy, see what happens is, you understand when I talk about VPN. So my company VPN, I said you have to configure IP address and port number, then username and password, right? So username and password I have given so that only authorized people can access, not other people. But here it's a public VPN, it's free, so anybody can access that username and password they have not given. Second thing, in your company VPN you have to configure IP address and port number also. But here we did not have to enter. Why? Because people are not educated enough. Everybody who are connected to free VPN. So once you select the location, for example, US location. Once you select location, then port number IP address will be automatically configured for US. Once you select Netherlands server IP address and port number will be automatically configured. You don't need to configure manually. The tool has been built in such a way. But in the Fortinet VPN is for paid user. So what is your VPN IP address that you have to configure? It's not something that Fortinet server you are connecting. That is the range IP address configure. Port number you have to configure yourself. But in free VPN, the VPN server's IP address is fixed, right? Once you select particular location IP address and port number will be configured automatically. Understand? So once you install proxy, for example, this system, you install proxy, right? For example, this proxy server, now this proxy device or proxy server belongs to US, right? Once you connect to the proxy, That means all your browser traffic will go to the proxy. So you have to configure proxy IP address and port number. For example, 199.0.5.100 is the proxy IP address, and 8080 is the proxy IP port number. So by default, it is configured that all HTTP and HTTP traffic will go through the proxy, and the proxy IP address is 106.9.2.100. Yes or no? So once proxy has been configured on your browser, right? Once you access any website, it will not go directly to the internet. It will go to the proxy, and proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you. So whose IP will go to the internet? Yours or proxy? Proxy IP address. And proxy IP address is this one, and this particular website belongs to US, allowed to US. Then you'll be able to access the blog website using proxy also, but the concept is entirely different. Yes or no? It creates the private tunnel, but it does not create the private tunnel. Yes or no? This tunnel is not encrypted. They use public network only, but here proxy is going in half your view. Proxy IP. The only similarity is in both the cases, your IP is not going to the internet. In VPN case, VPN IP is going to internet, and in case of proxy IP is going to the internet. In case of VPN, you get into one network, and whatever IP they have configured through that internet exit, you are going to the internet, right? While here, proxy IP means both the cases your IP is not going to get the internet. That is the reason you are able to access the blog website. But concept is entirely different in both the cases. Understand? Clear?
सर VPN के थ्रू भी इंटरनेट को एक्सेस को रेगुलेट कर सकते हैं?
नहीं. See, in the main of use of proxy to regulate the internet access, right? But it also do the proxy work, means initiate the connection on behalf of you, right? But majority of the work on the proxy in the companies to regulate the internet access. But VPN you cannot regulate. VPN is to connect one network to another network privately over the public network. That is use of VPN. But people can access through your blog website from both the things. That is the reason I have differentiated. People understand VPN and proxy both are same. Who are using blog website, right? So the proxy also they can do the same thing, and VPN also they can do the same thing. That's again they are thinking that proxy and VPN both are same only. That is the reason I differentiated. Both are different, but yes, blog website can be accessed from both the ASs.
Sir,
When you use free, when you use public.
Sir, in order to regulate internet access in VPN, we have to use a proxy.
Again, you have because once you connect to VPN, again all the devices will come in the picture before you go to the internet. Your proxy also here in the company itself. So no need to configure separate proxy. Once you connect to the company network, means all device firewall, all will come on the network before you get to the internet. All proxy policy will be pushed. That is the reason many of the company which consider their data is critical, right? So they will not allow access to the internet until you connect to the VPN. Once I log into my system, right, automatically prompt will come, log into the VPN. If you're not logged into VPN, you can't access anything, any internet. Because by default, without VPN through browser, internet will be disabled. You can't access any website. The policy has been configured. You must connect to the VPN. Once you connect to VPN, you cover the company network, and all your proxy, all devices coming in the picture because internet exits to the company network. Then your system is also secure. Yes or no? If you are not connected to VPN, then proxy will not be pushed. Any website you can access, anything you can download, anything you send email, Gmail, Hotmail, all will work. Means you're part of open network now. That is the reason you can't connect to you cannot connect to the internet, but you can't access anything over the internet without connecting to VPN. That policy must be pushed. Otherwise, you are deploying proxy, email, get everything in a company network. People can get the laptop on the home and can't download anything, can send any data through email, Hotmail, Google Drive, anything, open internet access. That's the reason. If you're deploying such tool in the company, you have to ensure that people should connect to the VPN, push all the policy, then only you should allow the internet. Otherwise, system should not have internet access. Otherwise, no sense of deploying so many security tools. Yes or no? Where people can come to home and access anything. So VPN, once you connect, again, all policy will be pushed. What website you can access, proxy will come in the picture, email gateway will come in the picture. Yes or no? Got it?
So,
sir, we are missing some assignment questions today. Please provide.
What? I didn't get you.
So we are missing some assignment questions today. Homework, please provide.
Homework is
He's
telling.
asking about homework.
You haven't
Homework,
given any homework
you're
today.
asking. Homework you're asking. Okay. So previous homework you have completed, one is DDoS, malware you have completed, right? Do not complete this week. And if you have any confusion in this session till now, we have the basic session, right? Because next class onward, we are going to start actual topic SIEM, right? So if you want to revise the YouTube link I have shared, right? Well, complete to karna do bhai. What I'm saying. So what I'm saying is the basic topics, right? Basic topics that that I have completed. If you have any doubt, you complete it through by watching the videos on YouTube, right? Same videos we upload on YouTube, you rewatch it, right? Apart from that, those homework that I have given, TCP, UDP, malware, DDoS, you complete those. Apart from that, the homework for this week is you understand, right? In cybersecurity, certifications are very important. Certifications are very important. Means if you are certified, you have the same skills. If you are not certified, having same skills, value will be given the person who are certified. Get in mind, in cybersecurity market, people ask for the certified people. So there are some certifications like CEH, initial level, CEH, CompTIA, Security Plus, anything you can do, but those are paid, almost 35,000, right? So, but not mandatory. Certificates are important, but not mandatory. It does not mean that without certificate you cannot got the job. So I'm recommending you some free certificates that you can do for now once you have free time, such as you have Qualys vulnerability management. Qualys vulnerability management. I'll type it here. Qualys vulnerability management. If you don't get, I will share the link also. The training is freely, as well as certification also, exam also you can write free. But do that. Qualys vulnerability management as well as Qualys EDR also. If you can learn, that is also free. Qualys EDR training. That self-paced training is available as well as live also. That is also free if you can schedule the time. So you explore this setting, explore this certification, Qualys vulnerability management as well as Qualys EDR. EDR or XDR, whatever they are in. As well as for Fortinet also, Fortinet NSE1 and NSE2 is also free. That is also you can attend the self-paced training and write the exam, right? Exams are very easy. You can get the question on Google also. You type in Google, write the exam, you can get the answer. So get it certified, at least you'll have something to write in a resume in place of certification, right? If you are financially good, you don't have any financial issues, you can do some paid certifications such as CEH, yeah, CompTIA, Security Plus, initial level certification, right? But it is not mandatory. That is not something that without certification you can't get the job. Get it? So explore this setting and get it certified yourself.
I have a question. When you said IPS, IDS, is that a substitute for WAF?
Not, it's a kind of, if you have the WAF, you may not go with the IPS, IDS because WAF is layer 7 and for layer 3, layer 4, you already have firewall, right? Some company may go for both multi-layer security, right? Some company, if they have WAF, they will not go with the IPS, IDS, or if they have IPS, they may not go with the WAF. But any company where most business is in web application only, they may go for both IPS, IDS also and WAF also for different vendors. So the Amazon will must have IPS, IDS also and WAF also, as well as anti-DDoS device also. Because their full business is on ERP applications, as on Amazon.com. So it depends how critical is the application.
Then there is like, how can we understand which traffic is IPS, IDS is controlling, which one is the WAF controlling, like how the split of work is?
Not WAF control, any application related to, see, IPS, IDS means all traffic will be intercepted, header also and data also, right? So when any traffic application related will go to the application, and before application you have WAF. Right? Any application is not, any traffic is not going to the application will not be intercepted with the WAF, right? Any application, the web application, right, is public IP. Go to the application, before application you have WAF, you go through WAF, while all traffic will be intercepted by IPS, IDS. Either it's network traffic or it's application traffic. All traffic will go through the IPS, IDS and IP side IDC will have the header also access, as well as data also.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, I have a question. When we are going to start practicals on SIM tools, etc. So how much time it will take?
You understood SIM tool now? No, right?
Sir, actually, I am in this field since last 5 years. I also teach cybersecurity, but I need some certification for upgradation. So that's why, and I have to clear some concept on SIM tools. That's why I
It will
joined.
take some time, but you know that is a batch, right? It's a diverse background.
No, I know. I just asking how much time it will take. Just
almost 2 weeks for the 2 weeks to start the practicals.
Okay, sir. No issue. No issue, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Shulabh, I have one question.
Yes.
So I am also experienced. I also work in SOC team. I have 5 years of experience.
Okay.
So why I joined your courses so that I can clear the interviews and I can build a good resume. From Naukri.com, I'm getting 1 call every month. I want to increase the number of calls also. So will you help in building the resume and
resume preparation session also be covered here.
Okay.
Will be covered here. Whatever discussion we are having, based on that, what are the point we can write in the resume, that will be discussed.
I am getting right now, see, I have 8 years of experience in cybersecurity, that is identity access management, DLP, and SOC. So all inclusive, I have 8 years of cybersecurity experience, and I'm only getting 1 call in a month.
We have
So
already discussed. See, if I give the chance to discuss it, everybody will start discussing it.
Okay.
I think you already called it, we already discussed it. That is the reason. See, we already discussed. With person who has called, we already discussed what will be good for you, what will not be good for you. If I allow some person, we have 100 people, right? Everyone will discuss the personal things that we already discussed it, and syllabus already been sent. That is the reason I'm asking, right? Otherwise, this class. So what will happen is at the end of the batch, right? Once we finish the training, we'll take all questions. How many experience you could write, whether you place a fresher or as an intern, how many years of experience you can write. Everything we'll discuss, but not at this point of time. If I allow you, means everybody will discuss their own scenarios. Get your point?
Sir, one small.
It's not something that I'm denying your question.
Sir, one small general question.
Yes, go ahead.
For L1 role, we need to learn a Splunk also.
The training will be covered ArcSight and Splunk both. So you should learn. That is the reason we are covering here. So it's good if you learn both the tools.
Sir, quick question. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. सर जब VPN जैसे आपने बताया VPN कनेक्ट करते हैं तो पब्लिक से प्राइवेट में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है ना? तो
means you will move physically, virtually. You will move from private your home network to company network. That means you will be part of private network virtually.
तो उसमें क्या होता है कि जब प्राइवेट आईपी असाइन हो जाती है तो बाकी की जो वेबसाइट्स होती है वो कनेक्ट नहीं होती हैं, राइट?
No. It depends. If your company has not given you to access the private and public, you will not be able to access. If they have given, because you have private IP address, you're part of company. Then through netting, you got the public IP address, right? You can go to the internet access. Your company has applied the netting, right? And through netting, you can access the website.
अच्छा, जैसे सर मैं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ आयुष में हूँ तो मैं एनआईसी की मतलब वीपीएन से कनेक्ट करती हूँ, है ना? तो वीपीएन से कनेक्ट करने पे जो उनका सर्वर होता है वो एक्सेस हो जाता है, फिर ऑटोमेटिकली जो मेरा नेट होता है वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाता है, हम वीपीएन पे कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं एंड देन सिर्फ एनआईसी की वेबसाइट खुलती है, बाकी और कोई वेबसाइट नहीं खुलती है
because they have not given access to you.
अच्छा, मैं देख रही थी सर आपने FortiGate कनेक्ट किया था ना, तो आपका डिस्कनेक्ट नहीं हुआ, तो मैं वही सोच रही थी आपका क्यों नहीं डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ? Because आपने वो
it's not well disconnect. See, you can't disconnect from the internet because your company, once you connect to the company network, right, means you consider that you are virtually part of company network and your company has not given you the internet access. That's the reason your internet is showing disconnected. Your company has not given you the internet access. You are still the part of internet. That's why you are connected to the company network, right? I mean, you have the internet access, but you are virtually shifted to your company network, and company has not given you access internet access. That's why you are not able to access the internet, and you saying that internet is disabled here. Not limited access because your company has not given you. Because virtually the part of company network now. Once you connect to VPN, so
controlling. the reason or the reason we use VPN is for the companies that the only use of it is like to give access to the employees that they work remotely.
You understand? See, you understand the use of VPN. VPN means it will encrypt the channel, right? Work from home, connect to the company network, right? Maybe critical communication is happening. In that case, anybody man in the middle can hijack your session, can decrypt what communication is happening. So make the channel encrypted. You create private channel over the company network. But the usage, if you talk about, yes, you can connect to VPN. It is part of company network, and you can access your company resources being at home.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Sir, vendors for IPS or IDS, sir?
What?
Vendors for IPS or IDS?
IPS ID, Cisco IPS, not IBM ISS, IBM ISS.
सर हेलो
यस
सर आप कह रहे हैं वीपीएन के थ्रू हमने कंपनी के नेटवर्क में एंट्री कर लिया जब मैंने प्राइवेट नेटवर्क में आ गया अपने कंपनी में आफ्टर दैट सर जब मैं ओवर इंटरनेट आईएसपी के थ्रू या दूसरी साइट को कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ जैसे गूगल को या फेसबुक साइट को किसी भी साइट को हम पब्लिक आईपी को एक्सेस कर रहे हैं तो हम एज ए प्राइवेट टू पब्लिक कन्वर्ट हो रहा जैसे प्रोसेस वही होगा ना फिर दोबारा इसमें
आपको बताया मैं ऑलरेडी कि once you connect to the company network you'll get a private IP if configure is giving private IP address right now that means you're part of company network
जी
so again people inside the company also able to get the internet access right through netting so in your router in the company network you have already applied the netting so you'll go to the internet access and your company IP at the public IP will go to the internet access even you have the private IP address still you'll be able to access the internet using the netting because you have your company has configured the netting. Get it right? That is one thing. If your company in the VPN device they have applied split tunneling setting, then whatever resources you access inside the company, you can access it. If any public website you access, it will directly go to your internet without your VPN because you have your VPN device has split tunneling.
How it is decided whether to use IPS or IDS?
How it decided means you understand that IPS will block it, right? That means any attack will happen if any false positive also it will still block it. The majority of time it trigger false positive, right? But you think that you're expecting business only from few sources, not your audience is not big, few sources, then you can apply for IPS mode. And you can whitelist those sources, right? So majority of company will deploy IDS because many times IDS trigger false positive. IPS block false positive, right? So
to avoid false positive, we use IDS.
IDS. Otherwise, you will unnecessarily block. Your business website will be blocked. Business traffic will be blocked. Not website. Business communication will be blocked, right? So that is the reason. If you are sure you have done the fine tuning and no business is being blocked, then in that case you can go with the IPS mode. The advantage of IPS mode is immediately the connection will be blocked. Nothing will happen. If it will trigger an alert, then you investigate, then it will take some time for you to block it. But if it is IPS, immediately it will be blocked. Yes or no? That is the advantage of having IPS, but along with that, you have disadvantage.
Sir, in IPS, we can have a dedicated person to see whatever has been done.
So what will happen is in IPS means already blocked, right? You got an alert, but traffic is already blocked. Means communication is already terminated. But in IDS, once you get an alert, both the case either IPS or IDS, you will get an alert. You have the SIM tool, right? Once the IPS generate an event, it will get into SIM and SIM will generate an alert. So all the alert, all the security monitoring will do from SIM nowadays. Now, not separately for antivirus, not separately for your IPS IDs. All the alarm, all the alert will be generated by the SIM now. The logs will come into SIM, and based on the SIM will generate an alert. Otherwise, you'll have to monitor multiple things in multiple places. Antivirus also you monitor for left and right alert, or IPS also you monitor, right? Different advice alert you have to monitor in different places. So once you have the SIM, all the alert or event will come to SIM, and SIM will generate alert at a single point. So everybody will monitor SIM only. All the alert, all the security related alerts. Okay, we'll wind up for the day. We'll connect on Saturday at the same time, 8 o'clock. Thank you. Notes is already shared. Basic notes are already shared on the group, right? As well as SIM notes also shared. So we'll start from Saturday onwards. Thank you.
Thank you.